The seals have been broken, and the devils are here. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to our 6th episode?
Yeah, 6th.
6th episode of Chaos Unending, where we take a group of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rules, throw it on top of the Warhammer Fantasy rules set, and then we let our adventurers go in and try and figure out what the fuck they're doing here. But behind them still stood
the skeletons.
Skeletons and zombies.
And that's where we left our heroes.
We totally took out like a bajillion.
You
like
took
meteors.
out 5.
And how many
You're
were there?
in a crypt.
Of a family that has been in this town for hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm. So, top of the turn order was Laniera, because you actually rolled very well.
Yeah,
on
I
initiative.
hate when that happens. I actually prefer not to be the start.
So, we rejoin our heroes as they turn away from this ghastly scene of vampire on vampire violence to find the Blausblut frantically, terrified, flailingly defending themselves against skeletons and zombies in various degrees of disrepair as they shamble forward and stab. 3 Blausblut have already fallen and are currently being eviscerated and chewed upon when you finally turn around.
I was going to say, you said that all of a sudden we saw some of them just go yurt into the darkness.
Yes, they got yanked away.
How close are all the skeletons and undead around us, or around the table in the center where all this kind of exploded out from? Like, how tightly?
You're about 20 feet away from the slab. There are no zombies near this. There are no zombies or skeletons near the slab.
Yeah.
Behind you, if you were looking at the slab, behind you, where you came in, is where they seem to all be funneling in from. There were little hallways with more. If you've ever been into a old style crypt where they just cut holes into the wall, put the body there, and cover them with a cloth. That's the style of crypts that everybody was in, that you were in.
I used last time the tunnels underneath Venice in Last Crusade, where you just see the cubby holes.
Racks on racks on racks.
The cubby
Corpse
holes.
cubbies.
Corpse cubbies.
Corpse cubbies, yeah.
I mean, people still do that.
Yeah, but
they
it's
have
kind
like
of a-
walls that they put humans in when they die.
And people call
A
me
little
morbid.
bit less bony than the catacombs.
Yeah.
Alright, so when I turned around, how far is this just explosion of humans and zombies?
There's a frantic, panicked line of defense. You can see Wendell is cowering behind it on his hands and knees, trying to crawl towards you.
Oh.
Blausblut behind him, standing not so valiantly. You're hearing very kind of screams coming from their throats as they are either defending away or being stabbed by armed skeletons and zombies as they surge forward.
The distance, though.
Well, you're about in the middle of the room, so it's like 20 feet behind you, 20 feet to the slab. And then there's another 10 feet beyond the slab.
Okay.
My cloud of daggers will be absolutely no good here.
Oh, God.
You'd probably eviscerate.
Oh, my God. We would just give them more bodies.
Okay, so it's Laniera.
Alright, Laniera, from, holding on to her gut because she's fucking bleeding out from the, stab from earlier, looks to Carmen and she's like, we have to stop this before they all get shredded to pieces. And I'm going to try and move forward and then close enough to possibly do Burning Hands, which is 15 feet.
Okay.
Because I could control it.
A 15-foot cone.
Yeah.
Okay.
During where they're funneling out to try and, can I get close enough
At its maximum width, you'll probably hit 3. That's a pretty good amount.
Plus, I also have 2 more meteors that are going to go into
Actually, if you do that, you could probably hit... No, I'll give you 5 because they're kind of 2 deep at least.
Because she's gonna try and like rush forward and just fucking unleash that back wave of flames into where they're funneling out.
Well, you would be hitting the.
Well, no, I'm shaping it.
Okay, well, say you're
Oops,
shaping
sorry.
it then. Say the fire is moving around the targets in front of you.
Listen, the winds pay fucking attention to me. We're friends right now.
Ooh.
All right, we're not fucking around right now.
Okay, Techless.
Actually, the lore master that I learned from learned directly under Teclis, so just saying.
Just,
Just
several
saying.
degrees removed.
Yeah, shut up. This isn't Kevin Bacon, alright?
Just unzipping her
I am.
elven dick.
my
of
elven dick
wizardry and
is-
just slapping it on the
Oh.
table.
You're
That's why
able-
it's very loose fit clothing. Alright, so blah,
The
blah,
turn of
blah.
phrase.
Alright, so deck saving throw.
Okay.
Never mind turning the
Oh,
phrase.
deck saving throw for zombies.
Yeah,
Don't turn the
Zombies
phrase.
and
Turn the zombies.
yeah.
I hope you don't miss.
And then this is also.
Oh, full damage on all of them.
Oh, okay, so that's 3d6. Hold on. Doop, doop. I get to use my brand new dice today. I splurged and bought opal dice. They're beautiful and wonderful. So
They're pretty.
3d6 for burning hands, which is crap. So it's 5, 6, 7, and
That's- they're zombies and skeletons.
yeah.
They don't have much health. You vaporize 5 of them.
then. All right, well that's great because I still have 2 meteors that are going out,
Okay.
which are.
Deck saving throws again.
Oh, okay. And this is 2d6 per.
So you could probably hit another 3. Because you have to fire them at the same target.
Okay.
They just do the double damage.
Yeah,
so-
it's the splash I was hoping for.
Yeah, hit full damage.
All right, 7 and 8.
Together? 7 and 8 added together?
Mhm.
Or okay, 7 then 8. Alright, cool.
Yeah.
You rolled 2d6, how'd you roll 1? So a 15.
Yes. Sorry. Herp, herp.
So Linear spins around, steps forward, extends one hand, and fire jumps out in a flamethrower's arc and just incinerates an entire swath of the zombies in front of you. You see the fire
I think so
engulf
hurts.
the zombies and the skeletons as they turn to dust. And then, floating around the tip of her staff, 2 more meteors fly out in another direction and take out another 3, turning them to dust. More screaming ensues because these people are not used to having magic shaped around them like that, and they're really confused as to why they're not on fire. There's actually 3 of them that are on the ground patting themselves out. Because they think you lit them on fire.
Don't be dramatic!
I'm gonna yell at them. Get back!
They're fine. Nothing hit them.
Question.
They're in
is
my
she still
way.
under the effect of my heroism?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
see
I
another
have all
3.
of that written
Yeah,
down.
you're having a great time with
I
all that
need-
health over
I
there.
need temp HP too. Since
I didn't.
I had
remembered
3,
temp HP,
and now
sorry.
whenever it's my turn, I get more.
Can you give me that? Because
I can give you heroism.
Hold on a second.
I think we're gonna be alright. But
I will. Thank you.
Stack of 20 temp HP.
I got 3 already. I have so much HP.
oh my God! Stop rubbing it in, you whore.
Okay, but my only
As
job
the
is
You,
to
tank-
just
you
be
didn't
beat-
care at all when
Big
you
brother,
had
it's not a
not
big
been
deal.
hurt. Now suddenly you do.
I
Everything's
was.
cool. No, it's something in chat.
Oh, okay.
So, it was then, I believe, Hildebrand's turn.
Yes, I think.
Well, it went Wilhelm. He's not here right now. Now it's Hildebrand's turn. What? Wilhelm Hollenbach.
Yes. Anyway.
He did introduce himself.
He did. I just didn't get a chance to write
Right.
it down.
So
I wrote.
I've
sexy
already
vampire.
Let me see. What can I do?
Drip, drip.
I'm going to have. There's not much I really can do
Takes
except go up.
dabbing.
I guess I'll start
Cutting away.
cutting away
Sure.
because I don't think the bullets will do too much good against the skeletons.
What
I was dabbing my bleeding stomach.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she's over. Okay, actually, let me see. I will rush over to her.
Okay, so I'm gonna give a quick description of it. What's
Ah, I'm on my way. Stay there, right where you are. Please don't set me on fire.
You know I don't do that.
Here.
Don't use
your
a
potion.
potion.
no, he can use it. Well, you also have your spells that you can cast.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
When I
Oh,
see him take out
alright.
the potion, I yell at him.
You can
Yeah.
say that.
But no, don't waste that. We don't need it now. Did you just see what she did?
She's bleeding rather badly.
Well, when it's my turn, I'll fix that.
Does she take? Yeah, you can use an action to administer the healing potion. Do you accept the healing potion?
Don't do it.
She swats it away. No, you will need
You're
that at some
stronger
point.
than this.
Just leaning into like one of the blue bloods and just like leaning into them, bleeding onto them.
Fucking drama.
Then
yeah, take
I will then throw my hands up in consternation, wondering what do I have to do to help somebody, and I will give her bardic inspiration at least then.
Alright. Okay.
And then since I can't do anything,
Yes, you can. You
You
have
can.
cure wounds.
Yeah. It's to the right. I know I organized your cards today, I'm sorry. See?
all right. So then I'll do cure wounds on her with I shall start whistling a little tune, and I will bind.
Okay. Roll to heal. By the way, you can cast that at up to a
No,
level
these
2.
are.
by
Oh yeah,
the
this
way.
sorry, you have my color health pool, but it was on my.
Okay, I'll keep it. Well, these are just temp HP, which
Yeah.
is gonna be confusing for you.
I know it is going to
Yeah.
be very. We'll have to use a
Oh,
different
I'm
color
sorry.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was only confusing because it was on my
Is anybody
play
using?
area.
Nobody's using reds, right?
No one's using red. I think that's
Yeah.
what we did last time. I fucked up when I put things together today.
Okay. Here's the black ones.
Oh, let me erase from my ring that I used that spell.
Oh, you used burning hands from the ring.
Yep.
You should let. You didn't say that you were using it from the ring when you were casting.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a
Would've been a
brand new
cool
item.
visual.
So
Quick question, and I don't know why this isn't here. It says a D8 plus spellcasting ability modifier. That's not.
It's charisma.
Oh, okay, right. All right, so that's +3. So I will use 2 slots.
Ooh.
ooh.
So that's 2d8
Plus 6.
plus 6. Yes. Eight, 14 points.
That's more than I had health. That's beautiful. I am feeling fine. Lena looks up to Hildebrand with this wolfish smile. I'm like, thank you. Looks down at the stained dress.
Make an arcane check.
Okay. Alright. Oh, that's right. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 8. I only got a 10.
Would you roll 3?
Yeah.
Wow.
New dice. They don't know me yet.
There was
Yeah.
something was off about what he did should not have worked as well as it did. You're confused. So, we're gonna have surge of vampires. Oh, not vampires. Zombies.
Thank you.
Excuse?
Zombies and skeletons. Zombies and skeletons.
My body is confused. On one hand, it is
I
moist
was-
and ready.
I
and-
was near.
No, that's just the world. Everything is moist here.
Oh man, that's not how you make jerky.
I was near the blood dragon before he got taken away. So
No,
what
that-
I be within range of her to help her?
Well, I kind of dashed away from you.
Oh, well, that
Okay.
was not a good decision.
2 more blouse blue fall to the ground as they are stabbed. The only ones standing are Lucas and
Wendell?
Oh,
And he's
no.
not really
and
standing.
Shade. All
And-
the others are
okay.
either wounded or currently being chewed upon.
Oh dear, they're being gnawed.
And it's your turn?
Now it's Carmen's turn.
So my question is, how do I know if I can shape a spell?
You don't.
Yeah.
I can't.
You
Okay.
don't shape spells.
All right. So then I'm not gonna kill people.
If it says you select the target, then technically it's being shaped. But if it's an area,
Okay.
Oh, you mean your wave motion?
You could
Yes.
possibly
Got it.
get them and bring them to safety
you also
in an
have
area.
you have your turn.
Yeah.
You haven't used that yet either.
Yes. The turn the faithless.
Yep,
It's
undead count
time.
in there.
It's time.
You know, more people die on your watch.
So I'm gonna run up ahead of everyone, and I'm gonna just like spread out my hands, look up to the sky because you said there was like an opening.
There is
in the
yes.
crypt.
The way the Strigoi flew away, it was through
Yeah.
a skylight
Okay.
that had been opened a little bit wider through what looked like disrepair.
She
And I'm going-
raised her hands to the sky.
Middle
Now's
of
not the
combat.
time. Go back to where you came from.
Back to where you came from.
And then I use turn the faithless as I pull out my pendant and raise my axe into the sky as though evoking some divine power through the ceiling.
All right.
Okay.
What is
Calling upon the powers of her faith by the holy axe in her hand.
I'm liking Brandy.
All right. What is the save on that?
Please let it be Dex.
No, it's wisdom.
Wisdom, yeah.
Ow.
Did I?
Are they clever?
No.
No,
Okay.
I didn't say they were clever.
Who ever heard of a clever zombie?
They're very wise in their old age.
of the of the dozen zombies / skeletons still standing, 7 of them turn and flee.
Good.
As they're running away, though, it's almost as if the necromantic power that was holding them standing is disconnected and they fall and crumble to the floor.
She smoked them, and they fell to dust.
I look at Namira and Brad. I'm like,
Push him back.
that's never happened before.
No, it's good, it's good.
It's good.
is.
That's never happened before.
Lanira's turn.
It seems like they're connected to this place. If we can push back, how many left?
There's 5 left. The 7 of them are in. There's 5. They're kind of scattered though, because the effect kind of hit scattered throughout, and they all threw their arms up and they started to walk away. And as they were walking away, like a leg would break off, or they would just stumble forward and just slam into the floor, becoming a pile of dust and bones, brittle, scattering across the floor.
I wish there was a way for us to get them together. You guys try and get Wendell. She's gonna go try and get Lucas and try and bring them away from the danger.
Okay, so you're walking over to Lucas. You're getting
Not-
into range of Lucas.
Yeah, to
Okay.
try and we need answers. I can't let this guy die yet. Absolutely not.
Okay. When you get to him, you find that he wasn't standing in a fancy fencing pose. He's holding a very deep gut wound with his sword in hand. Jod is right next to him, and Wendell is holding his leg.
Oh dear.
All right, Wendell, go back to Carmen now. She's like, and like,
On their turn, he just looks up at you.
Now.
I didn't want to be
Get
here.
over here, Wendell.
On their turn.
Yeah.
It is, I believe, Hildebrand's turn. What are you doing there, Birkenstock?
Throw down the book.
All right. So how many of them are left?
5. 2 with some flesh on the bones. 3 of them are skeletons clad in drooping chainmail and dusty old Swan Spire tabards and rags. If they had eyes, they couldn't see. You'd think they wouldn't be able to see because the chainmail covers most of their face because it has nothing to sit on properly, so it just kind of covers their skeletal mouths just hanging open underneath the chainmail coifs.
What a shame to be used like this in death.
Yes.
Put them out of their misery.
I will try to attack one of the zombies. Well, actually,
Nearest.
Do you have your extra attack yet? You get that at 6.
She has
No,
it
he
first.
gets one as well.
Oh, really?
yes.
All right.
I have it. If I have it, I have an extra attack if I use my pistols.
That's what I was thinking of. Okay.
But jumping into combat with his pistols, it in melee combat at least gives him disadvantage.
Yeah.
So
Ah.
out comes the elven rapier.
The room lights up with a pale blue shimmer as the moonblade is released from its scabbard.
Renauld guides my hand. Have at thee! Oops, I'm sorry.
That was the
Just feeling
first
the
thing.
moment.
Feeling the moment, doing the deal. Aha!
Oh, again.
Ooh,
10?
It's a zombie. Yes, it hits.
Okay.
I like the cadence.
Its idea of defense is to look at it.
7.
A 7? You thrust forward, impaling its throat with your blade, and with a flick of the wrist, the head rolls off the shoulders, leaving behind a very clean cut across the desiccated flesh as the body kind of shambles forward a step and then crumbles to your feet.
That's one way to do it.
As you go to blow off whatever was on the end of the blade, you do notice that it's spotless.
Well, that's nice.
Their turns. See the zombies on a 15. Aha! Chad steps forward, deflects 2 swings, laborious, arcing, lazy swings from these corpses animated. Flicks them away, but the other 2 sneak around his side as he's only able to defend so much. Lucas raises the sword to defend against his, but his arm drops as the wound in his side causes him to tense up, and he can't bring his arm up high enough. The blade comes down and cuts into his shoulder blade, doing...
Oh, the zombies have blades too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I mean, they're not just boxing us.
No, they're not clawing type zombies. They're actually equipped. They were buried with weapons.
Well, that was smart.
They were nobles.
He falls to the floor, bleeding out. Wendell holding him. Oh God, no! Wendell starts dragging him away from the combat.
Oh, now Wendell does something.
Well, it's their turn now. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
anything that comes close, he's swinging I mean, it might as well be a letter opener of a dagger. It's all he has in his hand. He had already dropped and run away from his gear when they first showed up.
Life is hard, okay? Wendell's had a hard go at everything.
And then it is Carmen's turn.
So I'm gonna go over to Wendell and what was his name?
Lucas.
Lucas, yes.
Wendell, his one of his hands, like he's not paying attention. He's trying to put pressure on the wound, but you can see his hands actually in Lucas.
Oh my god.
In the cut, and he's been dragging him by the wound.
Oh my god.
Because he's trying to defend
Oh god.
the zombies
oh
away
god,
in the chaos of combat.
Wendell.
This is...
So I run up to them and I kind of kneel in front of them to like block what's coming. I'm like, Wendell, stop it. Just go back. Go back.
I don't know where to go.
Just-
I'm not leaving him.
I will take care of him. It's not good if you get hurt too.
You
Probably
actually
stay
see
close
for a
to you,
moment, looking into his eyes, you can see where the family gets that badger stance from. He's not, he may be terrified, but in his fear, you know that he's not giving up, and he's still protecting somebody that he sees as his friend.
Oh, my heart. Anyway, all right, fine.
All right, heart down, let's go.
Stay behind me, okay?
He's just anything that comes near, he swings at with his boot dagger.
Guys, someone stop him. I need to take care of Lucas. And that's when I kind of like try and like drag Lucas up by his shoulders because I'm not going to put my hand in his
Valiantly,
wounds.
the brave Carmen went and,
Pull him up. I'm
rescued
leaning next
the
to him.
hapless victims of the zombies.
Says this.
Listen, stop writing and start helping. And as I do that,
It's a very
You have a hand for a pen, you have a hand for a rapier.
so like,
that's what I've been doing.
Anyway.
yeah, so I pull him up so he's like in a sitting pose, and I'm gonna, you know, put my hands around him and give him lay on hands with my hands on his, one hand is on the wound, but not in it, on it.
I understood. I understood.
on the wounds, and the other hand is gonna be on his face to try and like uplift him with this healing power. I'm gonna give him 10, because we need him to live.
Don't let him die.
I will do my best.
You hear a moan.
A seemingly heavenly glow filled the crypt.
While the narrator is
sorry.
narrating.
Sorry.
It's his turn.
I trump your narrator position with my narrator position.
Sorry.
We have priority.
I'm the narrator in the
Yes, I
Bard's
know
Tale.
already. Get on with it.
Okay. Oh, and I
Now
get
you're not
3 more
narrating, you're
temporary
nudging.
HP.
Oh man.
Yep.
You hear a moan, not a moan, a groan escape his lips as he seems to come back to consciousness for a few moments. Oh, by Sigma, thank you. And now it's Lanira's turn.
She kind of like scuttles back to the group and kind of takes his place standing in front of them
Your
with
backs are
Carmen.
to the slab at this point.
Yeah, which is fine. How far? What kind of space we got here?
You're in a 50-foot round sepulcher chamber.
Are they closing in on us?
Yes.
How far?
Yeah, they're about 10 to 20 feet away.
That's all I
They
need.
haven't gotten
Okay.
that far.
All right. So she smashes her staff down once she gets close to them and is like going to try and cast a thunder wave. So you guys need to roll for Constitution.
You guys.
All of them, please. It's
There
a.
were 4 left because Hildebrand did his thing. Roll damage.
Oh, nice. They also get pushed.
If they failed, you do half damage if they did not.
Okay.
So you still have to roll damage every time you cast that spell. I'll just let you know.
If
what
you
happens.
might push them away out of the range of what binds them to this
One can hope.
world.
I totally picked the wrong one. So it's 3, 4.
What
I think
what die do you use?
Hold on.
So is it D8s or D10s?
I grabbed the wrong one.
Those are D10s.
Yeah, that
You also have Bardic
happens.
Inspiration, remember?
Happens to me. Before, because I have new dice, I ended up rolling a D12 accidentally with the D20s. So, it happens.
Okay, yeah, I'm a bit of a derp.
And my D20s specifically set.
I feel like
Connery has new dice today, too.
Yes, they do.
I feel
I
like
got a
I'd get
set of metal
confused.
dice.
Yeah, I have like a lot.
If I had anything but solid colors, I would just get confused by my dice.
They're hefty. They roll really well. They don't go far. They roll where you want them.
Okay, so 11.
11 damage, so that would be
That's
cut in
also
half
a
to
D10.
6.
What?
That's a D10.
Son of a bitch! Hold on, I put him in the wrong. Did I put them in the wrong order today? I did.
She has them all organized.
I did. All right,
There you
so
go.
it's an 8 and a 3.
Okay.
Sorry.
So an 11.
Yeah. Yeah.
Halved to 6
Mhm.
as the shockwave washes over them. One of them, you actually see the bones vibrate apart and tumble to the floor behind the rest, whereas the others, you can see the shockwave tearing at their clothing and chattering, and you see teeth falling out and extraneous bones flying away and hunks of flesh just falling off the bone itself from the ones that are still flesh covered. But 3 still stands. Hildebrand, what is your turn?
I will close with another one.
Okay.
Have at you! And that would be a 17.
For that 17, thank you. What's name? Can't see.
17 to hit?
17 to hit.
Well, yeah, that definitely hits. Road, thank you for the 5th month in a row. Tier 1 sub. Horns for the friend.
8 points.
Another one. You see Hildebrand lunge deftly,
Ha ha!
and his blade actually makes a quick 3-way flick. And you see the arm at the shoulders and at the neck. And one arm falls off, the other arm falls off, and then it drops to its knees, and the head rolls off the shoulders and tumbles to his feet. The pale blue light flickering and dancing off the walls as he pays his murderous trade. Because he's a murderer. They said it on the pamphlets.
No!
Birkenstock is a murderer.
It doesn't count if they're already dead.
Next.
I called double jeopardy. They were already murdered, so I can't murder them again.
All right. Bandersnatch's turn is over.
Hey!
The 2 remaining undead shamble forward. Wait a second. How many turns is it? Oh, it's been enough. They shamble forward to go lunge at Shad. Shad backing up, maintaining as much of a defense as possible. But you see the sick, dark, dim light that was keeping them active just fades away, and their bodies fall limp to the floor. Rigor mortis almost taking effect instantly as they actually stiffen up halfway to the floor and slam like cordwood dropped on slab stone. And you are left with the silence
Of a crypt.
as quiet as the grave, I was going to say. But no, the bard thinks he can narrate better than the fucking narrator.
Well, you were looking right at me as if I was supposed to say something.
It's my job to look at you. I'm the DM. Listen to the cup.
Suddenly, the
Metal knot.
narrator had a conniption.
Meddle not in the affairs of dungeon masters, for your character sheets are paper and make for good confetti.
Still has the sticker on the bottom.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh.
No. Well, look at that.
So it
Okay.
does. All right.
I'm gonna prop Lucas up against a wall or something so I don't have to hold him anymore.
Well, the nearest thing that you could prop him up against is actually the slab where his brother is currently bleeding
Oh,
out.
that seems cruel.
Is his brother still alive?
We gotta
Do you
check
go
that.
check?
Yeah.
Make medicine checks for those who are checking.
While they're checking, would Lanira know how that, like, the
What
lore
body?
that it's not?
Oh my
Making her
god.
Yes, thank you. You know what I was trying to do.
Alright, I will
I was having
try.
Herp derp.
Okay.
I never went to medical school,
I got
obviously.
A 13. I mean, I've seen battle,
She's done much better than
but I haven't seen vampire wounds.
He's on the brink.
Oh no. I wish I could do something.
Wow. She came out of that slug and has never been the same since.
What did Linear get?
16.
Okay, what's the piece of lore you were looking for?
Specifically, does she know that if it's trash that humans think if you're oh, that's so cute. Sorry, our
She had
string
jumped
cats.
up there.
I
went to grab my book and I was like, "What's on my book?"
Why is this fuzzy and warm?
And I found out that I have a stream cat, literally sitting on the little table I set up underneath.
Adorable, and I'm not surprised.
Well,
but
you
I'm
know,
happy.
she needs
Oh,
a seat.
I've got space.
Did you give her a
to
seat?
place
I did.
things.
Oh, okay.
I put
She's
her.
just...
I put her chair
Yes.
under there.
I see.
I'm so happy that you were.
Eat it, old man.
All right.
All right.
Specifically, trying to figure out, is it a trash superstition that humans think vampires get by being bitten? /
Is it
Yeah.
The 16? You know that there are two divergent theories. One, that the bite will form a ghoul should you not treat it in time. The other prevalent theory is the 3-bite deal, which is kind of a ritual sequence where one bite creates a ghoul, the next bite creates a spawn, the final bite creates a full-fledged vampire. There's a belief that you must drain the person entirely and then fill them with the blood divine of the clan. But there's no. It's not like you were able to actually look at Nagash's notes.
That's fine. Lanira, while they're kind of tending to him, she's looking at his body. We need to check his body. See if there are any other wounds similar. Yes, to heal him. Make sure
Were
he's.
you healing?
I was going
so,
to.
While you were thinking about that, what is?
Well, I could also. Would you say vampirism is a disease?
Diseases, for that rule to affect, it's not. It's mundane diseases.
That's right. Not yeah. We
It
went
does
over this
not
earlier.
count. This is where the darkness of Warhammer kind of jumps in. Rules
Well-
is written, it technically can fight any disease.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
For the Warhammer universe, it would be only mundane
I'm
diseases.
not very knowledgeable about vampirism.
But
there's no harm bringing him back.
Make sure he. Yeah, obviously.
Okay, I'm gonna
perhaps
search his
if you
body.
perhaps if you were to use your purifying faith.
That's what
what
she
we
was
were
about
just
to do.
talking about.
Ah.
All
All right then.
right, so I'm gonna lift him up and kind of like take a look at him, see if there are other wounds on his body. Okay. So I'm gonna put him back down gently.
Wait, what did who got the highest on the medicine check? You got a 13 on the
Yeah.
medicine check, right?
Yeah.
The bite, as you examined it, the bite was rather gentle. There was no struggle. No tissue was torn away. It was just, you see the teeth where they went in, and then that's it.
You see, I was looking
I
at his
hesitate.
arm, so I missed all of that. I rolled a
hesitate.
1. So I was looking
He's
at
been
his
bit by a
arm.
vampire. Starts taking off
I'm
his pants.
gonna look back at Lucas. What's Lucas doing right now?
Lucas is sitting there staring at you.
Look at Lucas and like, I think your brother wanted this.
He just shakes his head. And save him, please. If it's within your wisdom and power, please save him. This is all my fault.
I can try to bring him back, but if he's infected by whatever did this, and if he wanted it,
I don't care.
you want to see him like that?
We need answers. You can't.
Please.
Okay. So I kind of turn away from him, and I will place one hand on his neck and one hand on his chest.
You're lucky because you made the death save to avoid death just now.
That's good.
Well, isn't that convenient?
Very convenient.
Well, you guys were talking a little bit. So
Yeah, you
my
guys
final
are like
death
trying
save-
to. I was gonna heal him. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna give him 10 points,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna like immediately just like look at his eyes or like try and see any movement. I'm gonna watch very intently.
The soft glow of Sigmar's faith and power passes from your hands into his. See the blood flow ceases from the wounds at his neck. Starts blinking up his eyes. What's going on? Where am I? Lucas, where are you?
I'm gonna like sidestep so he can look and see his brother.
And he just has a look of confusion on his face. Lucas, holding his side, it's still sore. You heal. You stopped the threat of death, but you didn't stop the pain. He stands up and he walks over and he says, "I'm so sorry, brother. I didn't mean for it to happen this way. I'm so sorry." And see in the grogginess, I don't understand what happened. We were just having a drink in the parlor.
Oh.
He says, we must get him to the temple where we can dress all of our wounds. I promise to explain once we're all there. And he turns to you and he says, you can see the pain on his face as he tries to summon the nobility and the pride to stand up straight as a noble should. And he looks you dead in the eyes. I put myself at the mercy of Sigmar.
Who says that? Lucas or?
Lucas. But I need you to help me get my brother to. I swear all will be explained. This is too much for me to bear anymore. Please.
No one else will be there.
There's no one left at the temple. They all fell in.
Okay. That is a safer space. But you didn't tell us everything before we came.
I promise I will explain everything. I can't disgrace my family by being in this holy place any longer. It's been defiled the way it has. Just help me now.
Let's check also on the other blue bloods.
Yeah, Wendell and the.
How is Wendell's leg?
Something.
Oh, when I said Wendell was holding his leg, I meant he was like holding on to Shad's leg.
Save me.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
he was being the girl in the Rosetta posters.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the tits to match.
Oh,
I
Lord.
look over to them. I'm like, "Can you walk?" Looking at Wendell. And
Wendell,
Shad.
he's actually already walked over to where Lucas is standing. He says,
Okay.
I'll help the master.
Let's make our way back to the temple. Where's Diwali?
What about the other blue bloods? Did any of them
Wally
live?
didn't come with
He
you.
didn't come
Wally
with us.
stayed
He
in
was in
the
the library.
They're all dead.
They're all checking around. You when you finally get to looking after them, you found that in the time that you were examining the one that was bitten, make sure that there were no more signs of corruption, and saving the two Von Spires, they themselves had passed from various degrees of grievous wounds, stabs, thrusts, one person with their throat clawed out or bitten out, you can't tell. All of them lying lifeless behind you at the entrance to the crypt. Scattered around them, the remains of the Von Spires. Kind of a grim blanket lying over their bodies.
As we're walking, I just look at Lucas and then gesture over toward all the bodies. Their blood is on your hands.
I know, that's why I put myself in your hands.
I think we should all go to that temple, and I have.
Yeah, we're going.
No, I want to make sure that Wendell and keep trying to say Shade.
Shot. It is shot.
Okay, thank you. Okay, coming with us, and she looks to Wendell and is like, "You could have done worse in the situation that you were in. You did well."
I guess so. This is just more people leaving. They were my friends.
But now you're all the stronger to protect your friends that you make in the future.
He shoulders Lucas onto him a little bit more, and he says,
Hey, maybe one day. I'm sorry.
he just starts walking out of the crypt.
Is there something perhaps that we need to do to make sure that these poor souls don't come back corrupted as the undead?
I believe that
You rolled high enough on your arcane to know that zombies are not spread by bites and stuff. Well, you don't know this. You know this.
Right, that's-
Zombies are not spread by bites and infections.
it was that power that was coursing through
It's
them.
necromantic power raising them.
All right, I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, absolutely. I understand the concern, but I think it was more the power that was coursing through their bodies that kept them standing. It'll be fine. Obviously, someone's got to clean this up, and it's not us, but we have more pressing situations.
Well, when they're feeling better, I'm sure they'll want to come back and bury their dead in a more respectable way. But for now, we should
Let us get
tend
to
to
this
the
temple
immediate
then.
danger.
Make sure everyone gets patched up. I
And
agree wholeheartedly.
we can
should
come
go.
back tomorrow, assuming we're not thrown in jail.
One thing at a time. Let's just get going.
So,
Right.
you make your way to the temple in the darkness. You can see faces in windows, holding candles, peering out through doors. The commotion was heard. It's not every day you hear vampires fighting and undead moans coming from the...
Is there a moon that we can see by?
Yes, both of them are out.
Both moons.
Both moons.
You
The-
also have your globe.
I do.
Yeah.
The true moon hangs crescent, and Moore's Leave is waning. Let's see here. Oh, sorry about that. See, I need my discipline tonight.
We'll get you one eventually, right?
That's our next. We only bought 3 for the.
Yeah, we actually Twitch doesn't pay directly the moment that we get it.
Yeah,
So
it takes like several months.
Yeah, so
Okay.
the what we made in February, which was a fantastic month. Thank you everybody for your support. That's not going to show up until like April.
okay, look straight forward at Carmen.
Why for?
You have a demon eye, like, because when you wear glasses, you get the
Ah.
reflection of the ring light in it, and it's only in one eye, so you get the demon eye.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I want to pick
Anyway.
it.
So you can go ahead and share that. Oh, Master Allen's birthday's in April. Well, we shall have a happy birthday for you when that rolls around. By the way, if anybody's
Is it
birthdays
on a
are around,
Friday
let us
or
know.
a
We'll say happy
Saturday?
birthday to you guys.
Perhaps we shall even sing of it.
He'll sing
He'll
you
sing.
a beautiful ballad.
Anyway,
We get to the
on
temple.
your way to the temple, you see all the people staring out. It's not a moonless night, so there is enough to see by to make your way to the temple. Temple stands unlit. No candle in window, no candelabra inside, no one standing guard.
It was abandoned, correct?
Yes.
Then I will unsheath my rapier and
Let the light. Moving inside, you see that Carmen, make a wisdom check.
no, I remove my hat.
Oh, 20. Not natural though, but still
Close
20.
enough,
Yeah,
bitch.
20.
Saw
You
that.
know-
I'm so observant.
Everyone else walks in and sees a chapel that looks almost as though it had been just left in a hurry. You know that every single relic and holy location, the stations of the hammer, the pictorial story of Sigmar's rise to power and to godhood, are gone. Ripped from the walls. You can see the bolt holes where they ripped the usually bronze or gold plates from the walls. You see that the sconces that are normally shaped to look like Galmaraz are gone. Candle holders are broken in half at the wood, just ripped off the top, as if they didn't even take time to actually unscrew it from its holding. They just snapped the stand in half and carried it out with them. You are particularly disappointed what has been done to the altar and shrine behind it. They've painted Carl is the way. Sigmar stands tall.
Immediately look at Lucas. What happened here? Even though she knows what happened, but she's
he's
just pissed.
holding his side as he's placed down in one of the pews that's still upright. He sits and he looks up at you and he says, I have many crimes to answer for, but I had nothing to do with this. This was the Crusade. They came in. From what I heard, the boy spoke. Any who heard him either turned to his side or quickly beaten by those around him, speaking ill.
You mean to say that there are some who were around the boy that were possibly dissonant in what he was feeding them?
One acolyte was beaten to death because he dared challenge our priest.
And did your priest leave with the crusade?
Yes, Father Lindum fell in with them, declared himself part of the congregation, and off they went. They took everything that they could. Something, I would say they took whatever wasn't nailed down, but they even made sure of that. Hold on one second. We have outdoor cats. I'll make sure the outdoor cats are.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, and by the way, Ben, I would not be able to write and then put out this adventure because technically this is based heavily off of an already existing adventure from 2004, something along those lines, from Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, 2nd edition.
There's the spook.
I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. So Lanier kind of sits on one of the backs of the pews and kind of kicks her legs up onto the seat. Kind of like leans in, looking around. Just the ravenous, just zealot mindset of these people is impressive. But I'm so intrigued by the idea that somebody was immune to the effect of this mutation.
I wish we could figure out what that immunity is. We've heard rumors of it, but never have we heard a first-hand account.
Exactly, which means there is some hope. But if we could figure out, because what are we going to do when we finally catch up? Ideally, we're trying to catch up with this crusade to what? Are we going to kill this kid? He's going to be surrounded by leagues and leagues of people.
We need to
The
find
only
a way.
one. Actually, we did meet somebody who could resist the abbess.
Oh, she's long dead by now.
But there still is an example of it.
Perhaps if one's faith is strong enough. But priests are being corrupted.
I don't think it has to do with faith. I mean, we can only hope that strength of mind and character is enough, but that's not much. I think if we have some kind of,
Wait. Do you remember what we were told when we were at the temple? What we found out when we were at the temple about the whole business about that the boy was not of Sigmar, but of someone else. Perhaps these people were able to see through that somehow and see him for what he truly is.
I think we need to,
Make
in
insight
our...
checks.
Alright, listen with me, new dice. I'm gonna give you more opportunities to not fail me. And I know that you're new, you're scared here.
16.
Oh shit!
Yep.
Find out what Linear get.
7.
Can't join our club.
Oh my god, you guys are horrible. Anyway.
It dawns on Carmen and Hildebrand almost simultaneously that Osric, the witch hunter, and the priestess Shalia, the high abbess,
Who was in the cage?
the true abbess,
True, Abbess.
were the ones that seem to have resisted. They all claim to have been in close proximity with Carl. But they seemed unaffected.
What is the common link?
You see, Lucas sits up. Shad and Wendell are actually seeing to making sure that Lenart is comfortable. They've wiped off what they can from the altar. You did notice that both Wendell and Shad, before they put him up there, gave a quick thanks before they laid him on the altar. Lucas stands up and says, "Well, I do believe the time has come for me to answer this entire mess."
Should we perhaps get the steward so he hears this?
It's past curfew. I don't want to.
He shakes his head. "Shad, would you please go down the road, get him?" And he looks. He like points to Leonard for a second, like "Nyeh." And Lucas turns to the three of you. You were the ones that cared for my brother. Would he be stable enough if just Wendell looked after him and Shad went to go get the steward?
Perhaps you could get the steward, just in case you have any information Shad could fill in. I wouldn't want to not have eyes on you.
I'm not going anywhere. Shad's going.
I know that's the thing. Like, was he not the steward that we had questions about?
No. Oh, the steward that you're going to go get?
No.
Lauer. is the guy that you want to go get. Shad is just a member of the Blausblut.
Oh, I thought he was the
No.
assistant.
No, Shad
Okay,
was the
I got
guy.
confused. We're
Shad
good.
was the douchebag in the middle of the street.
Yeah. That we don't know about. You've seen him. We have not.
The assistant bailiff
Yeah.
was the guy that you were told about. Schnee.
Schnee.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. That's chill, bro.
So. Would you? Okay, so
Yeah.
that in mind, Shad, he still asks, is my brother well enough to be looked after by Wendell? Make sure he's comfortable so that
I don't
he
think
can be
there's much we
bandaged.
could be doing right
I mean,
now.
I'll look him over again.
Okay.
Um,
Shad nods.
did they
Picks
tie
up
up
his-
the wound at all?
They've been tending to him.
Okay, so
Wendell's been doing it as well. If you want to help, make a
I
medicine
want to
check.
feel his pulse.
Make a medicine check.
Yeah.
Shad
See how
picks
strong
up his
it
hat
is.
off of
Oh, I rolled
off of
shit.
one of the broken stabs where a candelabra once stood. Runs out and throws his hat on once he's out the door and makes his way down. You can hear his feet crushing the road as he runs.
I rolled a 3.
How's he doing?
I can't feel a pulse.
You're holding his boot.
Lanier kind of scurries over to kind of
Wait,
look
what
him
did you
over.
roll?
A 3?
Oh yeah.
You're holding his boot. I don't think that has a pulse.
Sorry, I'm just. It's.
You're distracted, I know.
I'm
In a momentary
look at the
haze-
altar.
She mistakenly grabbed his boot to feel
Don't
a
tell
pulse.
people about that.
I'm gonna take that away from
Scratchy.
Redacted.
And rip out the page.
Lanier kind of peering over, seeing that she's like, you can't feel a pulse. And she kind of wants to look him over. Obviously, Lanier is looking for any concerning symptoms of
Make an
undeath.
arcane check.
Yes. Her priorities are possibly askew.
Aha.
15?
Mic discipline. I'm covering the mic as I'm coughing.
Oh,
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, but everything that Cassandra said was probably drowned out by the as you put your hand over the microphone.
Fair enough. It was a 15, I think.
All you gotta do is this. Just put your hand over it like that. That's all.
I gotta remember where I mic myself. I don't
Yes.
even. It's up here, right?
Yeah, it's up there.
Okay. 15?
15.
Yeah.
No signs.
Okay. I think he's doing all right. I mean, as well as you could be expected. But if you're stabilizing his breathing, he's quite alive still. It's all right. It's just he's gonna
Yes.
need some time to recover.
You can see Wendell has been he took a bowl, a wooden bowl that was left behind, filled it with water from a canteen, and he's been soaking rags and placing them,
Cleaning him up.
cleaning them up, and or wrapping wounds on. Well, it's not really other wounds. He's wrapping Lucas right now. Leonard is,
Drained.
yeah,
Well,
he's
blood loss.
Yeah, he seems to be affected by blood loss and maybe something else.
Maybe
But
we
you're
should
not
give
sure.
him water.
Lanier kind of looks over to him. He said the last thing he remembers was having a drink.
In the parlor.
He may be under the influence. Maybe he was drugged.
Lucas holds his hand up as he overhears you, and he says,
Oh, please
I-
do tell.
"Once Lauer arrives,
Oh,
I will explain myself in due course."
very well. Then at least can you tell us if there's anything we can do to make your brother more
He'll-
coherent?
If the effects of the draft are still coursing through him, it should be another 5 or 6 hours before he is fully aware of his surroundings.
Very well. At least now we know the state of him. We can keep a better eye on why he's as out of it as he is.
The lay on hands wouldn't have affected that?
No, he told me no.
No, that was
well,
for undeath.
No, that was.
Yeah.
You also you can either spend it to remove diseases. Does
Yeah.
it work on poisons as well?
Yes.
Okay, so if you dump 5 just to get rid of a poison,
I have
that's
5
how
left.
that works.
Maybe wait till the steward comes. Dwali comes back so that he could witness for himself.
No, the steward is Lauer.
Ah,
Wally was
he's not
the
gonna
town
be-
squire is the town scribe. But just as you're saying that,
I want them to witness
you hear
the
feet
effects of this
outside.
drug.
You can hear the footsteps coming. 3 pairs actually. 2 long strides and 1 kind of stunted one.
Sprinting. Natural sprinters.
Coming through the door is Shad, who instantly takes off his voluminous cap, followed by Lauer, who looks to be in a nightshirt and breeches, hastily thrown on.
He's got pants.
Yes, he's got pants and boots. Behind him is Dwali, who is carrying a drink horn and a book. Takes a swig as soon as he steps inside. Lauer has a groggy look on his face. He goes, "What in Sigmar's sacred sack is going on? I sent you to go investigate a missing chicken."
Well, we found the chicken.
We did.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
Yes.
Very good.
We found some other things too.
The chicken, unfortunately, is dead.
But to be fair,
How unfortunate. Just remembered his accent.
He was
Sorry about
sleepy,
that.
man. You
He
know.
was sleepy. He was American for a second after that. He was so tired he turned American.
well, when we were asked by Lucas here to help him save his brother from a blood cult in the crypt, when we arrived there, we saw a lot of dead animals, including what I assume was Greta, that had been drained by a vampire.
He holds his hand up. He says, "With all due respect, the Von Spires are the ones that see over this town, so I must ask his account."
Which is why we sent for you, so that you could hear what he has to say.
If he is willing to speak, then of course.
Lyra gives a sharp look.
Lucas stands up, gives you kind of an assuring. He says, "Master Steward, I wish to inform you of my crimes. I put myself at mercy of your wisdom and the mercy of Sigmar. Some time ago, as you know, the Blausblut have formed with a specific raison d'etre, the Bretonians would call it. We formed so that the disenfranchised younger siblings of the noble houses would receive their proper due course if they deserved it. It was in that time that my jealousy, my ambition, and my foolhardiness took over when we happened upon a gentleman named Wilhelm Hollenbach. Found him in a small town that had recently been overrun by the Crusade. I helped him. I thought he was a traveler that had been assaulted. He looked of noble bearing. He deserved our help. With me was Caspar Schmidt. Two different people. He did not know of the man's demeanor until much later. I found out on the ride back. They helped him into the carriage. He explained to me, as Casper drove the carriage, who he was, and that he had recently been attacked by other people of his kind, known as the Strigoi. He was a vampire of, I believe he said it was blood dragons. He explained to me that they wanted him for his blood for some reason. He was very confused. He was weak. And I leapt at the chance and decided to exploit the man. I was going to use him in a plot to defame my brother, so that he would be dishonored, disenfranchised, and I would become the true heir of the von Spire family. I was wrong. And then the Crusade came to Fiefeldorf. Schmidt was influenced by the Crusade. He listened to the boy speak. I refused to go. Some prophet claiming to be Sigmar is laughable. There's only one true Sigmar, and he lives in the heavens above us, giving us his radiance and his love. Insight checks.
I will make you love me.
17.
17.
4.
5.
I was close!
5. Yeah. I just got them in the mail today, and they hate me.
We're
gotta
on
warm 'em
the
up.
same wavelength here.
You both know at the same time. It dawns on you almost immediately.
He's looking in
unison.
the wrong place.
He's 100% faithful. He is not bullshitting.
And I know.
Can't bullshit a bullshitter.
Hey.
That's gonna be a great gift later, by the way. A little ding.
Oh yeah.
There's 2 of them there.
Yeah, there's 2. He had seconds. He got cold feet. He started second guessing the entire plan because he knew of Sir Hollenbach. And he knew of his vampirism after he had investigated it in my library at the invitation of my brother. He challenged me. His fervor for the child Sigmar overtook him, and he assaulted me. In the conflict, I killed him.
In the conflict, he was strung up. Was that
How?
part of?
I strangled him with the cheese cutting string. He came at me with a blade. He actually lifts up the other side of his shirt and shows a gash along the side that is recently healed. Maybe only 3 days old. He wounded me, and in my rage at his sudden storm of conscience and fear that I would be found out, I defended myself far too aggressively. I killed him.
And then you made it look like a suicide.
That is what I did. I fetched a rope, I hung him. I then went into his study, searched for anything I could, but I didn't have the time. Wife was returning. I heard her screams as I left out his study window.
But you did find the sleeping draft.
I had been given the sleeping draft earlier, for it was our plan to Let me finish, and you will understand. Casper and I had decided that we were going to, at the culmination of our plan, we would implicate my brother in this blood cult, imply that he had wished to become a vampire himself. I drugged my brother, knowing that the vampire would also drink the drug. So that when we arrived, ready to play the heroes, he would be
Betrayed.
he would be unable to truly defend himself, for we had never really given him much sustenance. He lived in that crypt for 3 weeks. He left once to go acquire food on his own. We did our best to make sure that he stayed where he was. Alas, we could not.
He seemed quite strong when we arrived there.
He had fed.
Yes.
He had fed
But
on
he had
the,
also
it was
fed
he,
on the drug.
It was he who took the chicken and the other animals.
Yeah.
It was his crest, his clothing that had been torn off on the fence.
But why wasn't he passed out from
Yeah.
the drug?
He was stronger than
The drug.
we had anticipated. Blood dragons are fiercely proud of their physical strength. He did not properly take that into account. So, you were present for the rest, and it was your mercy and your divine guidance that opened my eyes. I will not stand for my own crimes anymore. I put myself in the hands of Sigmar and the hands of Fortin. Flower is standing there, completely gobstruck, chin on the floor, like,
Look over to him.
Mr. Lord von Spire, I hereby place you under arrest for conspiracy and intent to commit corruption. I ask that you come with me willingly, because I do not have handcuffs. I did not anticipate that. He actually stands up. Lucas stands up, holding his side. He says, I will go willingly and with pride as a von Spire. Please see to my brother's care. And holds his hand out while he is feverishly writing like a motherfucker.
Finally.
Oh. Before you leave, Stuart.
Yes.
Any word of our paperwork? We've been obviously here this entire time, but we haven't had time to check in with you about.
I did notice that a raven was sitting on the roost when I was swiftly woken as we passed my office. If you follow me, we will go inspect those papers and make sure that everything is on the up and up.
Are they well enough for us to leave them? Wendell, how is he doing over there?
He looks like he's getting his color back. That's good, right?
Absolutely.
I'll say, could you do me a favor? And if it's not too much of a trouble, go get a carriage and we'll take him back home so he can lie in his bed.
That sounds. Yeah, then we will accompany the steward and Lucas.
Sean says, don't worry, I'll make sure that our friend here well care of. Bows to you deeply. My apologies for our original introductions. I know that you are honorable people, And any ill will, I hope, is not held against us. He bows again, and I'm going to go ahead and go get a carriage now. Get my friend home. Heads out.
I'll watch him, make sure he's okay. Looks like he's a little thirsty, so we'll make sure he has water. Thank you, friend.
Water will help with the blood loss.
Yeah. I'll have some food when he gets home too.
All right, let us go to the steward's office then.
Let's follow him.
Quickly heads down. It's not a far walk. It's
Small
just
town.
down the street. You see, without even going inside, he walks around the side of the building, and you can see a small rookery. And there is a crow picking at some corn as he takes a letter off of its leg, walks inside. Got that? If you will, come inside with me. First, I must thank you for what you've done. Once I have Lord Von Spire here inside a proper cell, I will see to amending our current affairs. And he takes him. There's a small building off to the side that seems to be the bailiff's office. Hear the clanking of keys. Puts him away. He comes back shortly thereafter, and he's unrolling the scroll. As I suspected, everything is in order. I really wish to apologize for the way everything happened, but I need to do my due diligence. You understand, of course. Seeing as you truly are of the road wardens, you understand procedure.
Aren't you glad we didn't blow them up?
I wasn't saying we should blow them up.
So, well, considering what has happened recently, I will return to you your purses and bid you safe travels after you have, of course, spent the night resting.
We came to Fiefeldorf. You said Fiefeldorf we could get our paycheck, right? This was within the Empire. It was the next town that. Who would we speak to?
I am the one you would speak to.
That's sorry.
What I meant by return to you your purses. That's okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
No. It's what he meant by you
yeah.
were kind of speaking in character.
Yeah, I know. I don't
You
have
have to
a
clarify.
I don't have a cool voice. Okay.
I have a question for you before we go on our way.
What can I do for you?
Well, we had heard that there's been a lot of dissent since the Crusade came through, and some people joined him willingly, and some didn't see him because they didn't want to join him, but yet some did see him and they resisted. And I was wondering if there was anything you could tell us about those people who may have been beaten and hurt.
The acolytes.
You're talking about poor brother Cedric. He was a good man. He's just stood up for what he believed in. There was much dissent amongst the rest of the town who didn't hear him. We were just told that we needed to see him for ourselves and we would know. Most of us didn't give him the time of day. We understand who Sigmar is and where he belongs. Not in the body of little boy. Well,
It's an insult.
Question, good steward. Was there anyone? Well, you said that the wanted posters and the alert
yes.
of ours was also sent by a raven, or was it brought with someone associated with this crusade?
No, it came by Raven.
From where did it come from?
Middenheim.
Which office?
Middenheim.
Middenheim. Could we possibly have one of each of those posters?
I guess it's not every day that your made a wanted person, but I am also going to make sure that I send out the Raven clarifying that you are not to be suspected for such things. Must have been some kind of mistake in identity. I will see that these get taken down within the day.
Thank
I
you.
apologize if you run into any more trouble before then. And he actually hands over 3, one for each of you, your own little memorabilia wanted posters.
Aww.
We need to make those.
Yeah, I was gonna be
I was
like,
actually-
that's it, it's
that's-
time.
That's a good idea.
next
That's what I was
craft
actually.
day.
That's what I was actually thinking
Would you
about
guys?
that.
Would you guys want available prints of
Oh
the
my
wanted
God.
posters of the crew?
That would be so fun to do.
Guys, this is why we need fan
We
art.
need help
I can't
coming
throw
up
it.
with extra crimes beyond what they've just been accused
We
of.
do not need more crimes.
Oh no,
We
they
can
need
have
to help.
legitimate
They need to help me
crimes.
come up with some really cool crimes. Watch
Oh,
on
no.
Twitter when we post it. I'm gonna ask a question of you guys of what they should have done.
I feel like this is gonna go as well as my yearbook.
No.
It's gonna go great.
Oh no.
Try to give one for each of them. Don't just give them all to Cassandra.
I feel like there's gotta be a lot of mention of dicks, and I'm gonna try not to take that personal life.
Listen, it wouldn't be the first time that you were accused of fucking the devil in the pale moonlight. So I will post that in on
Twitter
Twitter
soon.
later. So be prepared for when that goes up. Keep an eye out.
One more thing. What Lucas did is inexcusable. Reckless, putting so many people in danger, getting some people killed, betraying his brother for the possibility of a higher station. But when we went to the temple and I spoke with him, I could tell he was a man of true faith. Now, I know you will pass judgment on him as you will, but if I could make a suggestion, in addition to whatever punishments you bestow upon him, if one additional one could be to fix up that temple that's been desecrated, have him work toward it, that will redeem his soul a little bit, I think. He is a man of the faith of Sigmar.
I will take that I will take that under advisement. I respect you very much as officers of the Road Wardens, as well as a member of the Cloth. I will see that that is taken into account when his trial is arranged.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh,
Thank all of you. Please go sleep, and I will see you in the morning.
Yes, let us go and fetch an ale at least
Yup.
before we turn in.
Oh, let's go to that bar.
Yes. Oh my god.
Oh, I love her.
That's
She-
where your rooms are.
Yeah.
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 So we have to go there anyway.
You know we're not going to get 5 feet in that door without her wanting to know what happened. Do you think we can get free drinks for that?
They are rather expensive.
They are expensive.
Wow, they must have been so engrossed in the story, nobody bothered to subscribe or follow.
AP Blinky. Thank you.
Blinky,
Hello? You have been initiated.
Blinky, welcome.
So, you head over to the Lauer has already. He's left and he's heading on home.
The reason that I asked for the posters was I thought maybe perhaps that we could
Sell them.
find someone to discern their authenticity.
Well, we did. We checked it for their authenticity
you
on the road.
personally, well,
Yeah.
you know, authenticity-wise, that
If there might be some other clue someplace that
I
we
don't
just
think
haven't
we're
seen.
going to find it on the paper itself. I think it's not beyond imagining that possibly the people are trying to slow our catching up with the Crusade, which is beyond me. It's not like we have any solid way of intervening right about now, but it's encouraging that someone thinks we do. So,
Well, they can't do this again. What do you think they're gonna do next?
I don't know, but I think after I have dinner, I could come up with something.
Dinner sounds good.
Let us go and feast upon our victory.
Yes.
Oh, you're gonna say victim. I'm not about to say it. We just got that entire thing sorted out.
Only a 5-minute walk. Very small town. You make your way into the Wet Whistle. Like I said, it's a flute and a wine glass.
Are
Yes.
people still like staring out the windows and such?
No, everybody seems to have gone to sleep, except in the Wet Whistle. On the bar, you see a loaf of bread, a plate of. You guys, you've seen them before. You have no idea what they are, and you have seen them before. Grapes,
Ah,
as well as a sort of cheeses and nuts, and 3 tall flagons with suds falling off the top. And Arlette stands behind the bar. Hello, mes amis. Come, sit. Tell me everything. You have to tell me everything. Not that I already didn't know everything that was happening, but I like to hear it from the source sometimes. Come. Tell. She sits you down as you prepare to have a meal and
Out of character, I imagine her like Ghoulie. Like the way she looks in the face now, 200% looks like Ghoulie.
Oh, absolutely. By the way, if you want, let me see, where are we at? We are at the 2-hour mark. I think we should take a small break, and we will do a small intermission.
I want to exchange my dirty tea water for caffeine.
We're gonna rehydrate and dump hydration. I have to pee.
I have to pee
Me
too.
too.
All right, so
Pee
we're gonna go
conga
take
line.
care of this.
it's the opposite of consume mass quantities.
Well, it
It's
seems
expelling mass quantities.
back in.
Yes.
We're going to, for the sake of expediency and narrative, to move the story along, we are going to fade out that little scene where you sat down and like the end of an episode of a sitcom you watch where they're all having dinner and just fade away as they start talking.
Telling the story.
Yeah, not the freeze frame.
Oh.
We're not doing chips here. That's
That'll
gonna
be
give it
another-
to
That's
you.
another gift.
We got a
So-
lot tonight.
The next morning rolls around. You can recover everything.
I'm going to
I get my
swap
two-
out one of my spells as well for the morning.
Oh, she probably loses the bardic inspiration.
Yes.
As
Oh,
well.
yeah.
All the temp HP is gone. Alright. I got all my stuff.
Heroism ends as soon as the spell ends.
Yeah, I just forgot to move it. Okay.
I need the inspiration to
sorry.
connect.
Oh, yes.
Also refresh your health pools.
Thank you.
They
Yes.
weren't already full.
During that time period, obviously Lunaria does not need to sleep as much as the Mayflies. So at some point she was up. You're not really sure what she was doing, but there was a few curse words, and it was very toasty and warm in your bed. She cast Burning Hands into her ring again to fill up that slot again.
No
In the room-
complaints here.
Exactly. Nice and
In the
toasty.
room that you're sharing, you actually hear her gearing up to cast a rather.
So you do this while I'm in bed?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
sleeping.
So like,
You hear the incantations. You see the hand motions. You see the brightness of the spell form,
I like
and then you
jolt
see,
awake.
and then the ring just absorbs all of the magic in her hands, and the ring glows. It's a faint elven hue. Noodle.
Lunaria,
Stream cut.
Kind of just. What?
what did you do?
What's up?
I'm preparing for the day. Listen, it came in use already. I love it. Go back to bed.
I have
You
something-
woke me up.
And it's stylish too.
Right. Well, go back to bed. It's fine. Although I do need to go shopping before we leave today. And she kind of just goes back to like sitting on the floor and looking at some
Cover
books and
my
stuff
head
like
in
that.
covers.
Kind of like looking. She's kind of trying to look through her notes throughout the past couple weeks of travel, trying to make sense of everything we've been looking at. Specifically, trying to understand if maybe we have gotten.
You're not
Ooh,
getting on
oh,
the
she's
table.
like, I'm gonna be the GM. This is my time.
GM Cat says,
Here, take a seat.
I'm going to go and in search of Arrowet.
Ah, well, you hear next door. You hear Brand's in the morning, of course. You hear Brand's door open and close as he heads. You hear his whistling faintly as he makes his way downstairs. As you get down there.
Good morrow, dear lady.
Bonjour. How are you this morning?
Oh, splendid after a good night's sleep. I wanted to ask you something, since you obviously have the know of this entire town. Have you ever heard of any wood elves in the area?
I was very much aware of them when I lived in Bretonia, because Athel Loren, the great wood where they all live, is mostly situated within Bretonia. But I don't see them much around here. It doesn't seem to be very hospitable, if you understand what I mean.
Yes.
Breakfast?
Yes, the good ladies should be down any time, I would think.
You're heading down at this point.
You
She's kind
smell
of.
sausage.
That gets me out of bed.
Does it now?
Yep.
She does it for
As
the
she
meat.
comes
Guys.
floating down the stairs, held aloft by the wafting scent.
You hear me just stomp down the stairs.
A traditional full Bretonian breakfast. So, think of an English breakfast.
Yeah.
Plate.
A French breakfast.
No, they're kind of both.
Oh.
Loins, thank you for the host. So it's beans, 2 types of puddings, sausages for the uninformed. You've got a large link sausage. You've got 2 kinds of toast, a rasher of bacon, good thick real bacon, not American sliced bacon, and 3 eggs, all piled onto a single plate and drizzled with kind of tomato sauce. Each one is slapped in front of you. A victory breakfast for the conquering arrows.
You're the best.
No, you are the best. This has been the most exciting this little shit town has been since I ever came here. I have to thank you so much. I will be talking about this for so many days. Beer?
Yeah, I think so.
She hops off to go get you some tankards.
Hops off.
Unintentional, but I'll take it.
Oh, wow. I wish I had not noticed that.
I could barely tell.
No.
Stop it. Stop it. If we are immersing, so should you.
Ooh. Discipline.
Llanera, as she was shoving her face full of food in an unladylike fashion that is probably comparable to Carmen's enthusiasm as well.
Plates are devoured.
Yeah. Just kind of, before we head out or make our way toward pursuing the Crusade, I was hoping to find a blacksmith before we go.
Blacksmith.
A blacksmith.
Yeah, I was thinking. I was pouring over my notes, and I think there's something that I could possibly do, but I need some materials, and I specifically need about silver and iron shavings.
Streamcat.
Streamcat.
No, don't knock stuff over.
Oh, I asked Arrowet about if there were any wood elf sightings around here. Unfortunately, she says that the area is not terribly hospitable for them.
I could certainly understand that.
Whoa!
Oh no! She's taking the dice with her.
Leave me something!
She's like, no, I want to play! Don't gatekeep.
Aw.
Did you just imply that I'm gatekeeping my own cat and playing D&D?
It's because
Yes.
she's a woman, isn't it?
Oh my fucking god! No, it's because she's
Do you
black.
have any male
Oh,
cats?
Wow.
Oh my
Jesus.
god.
All right, back
Oh,
in.
Racist still?
She's definitely not racist.
No.
Lyra kind of... that just figures. Well, hopefully I find at least one thing before we leave this strange little hole. Did you notice a blacksmith while we were cruising through? It's a very small town, and I feel like there has to have something here.
Insight check?
Yeah, we can make an insight check to remember.
23.
Oh, well, I'm not even gonna bother. He's got it.
Nope, you make it anyway.
Oh, man.
17.
Alright, listen. Work with me.
Work with her.
Right?
Work with her.
Oh, not bad.
Oh, that would be 21.
You all
Alright,
remember
alright.
that you did see a blacksmith. You did see a smithy on your way into town. You just have to go retrieve your horses. I don't know there.
Mine now.
Okay.
All right,
job.
let's just make it quick. We should get on our way soon.
Very well. Yeah, I know exactly what I need.
Do you know which way the Crusade went?
Oh, they headed south, towards Altdorf. But of course.
Oh, and I can't believe I haven't asked this yet. Do you know how long they were here?
They were here but for 2 days.
Oh god.
Yeah.
We're never gonna catch up to them.
You are only maybe a day or two behind it.
Oh. Well then, okay, we'll go to the blacksmith fast, but we need
We
to
might
hurry.
we might be able to catch up with them, considering that
And do
they are
not-
vast and we are but 3.
This is very true. A lot of humans take a very long time to...
Considering how quickly we went on our own between the two towns and how long it took us to get with the caravan.
Yeah, it is a sizable, right? Like, okay, so...
Oh, that's
They
right.
had, when you had left Marienburg, it happened a week before they had left you, before you arrived.
And
you
they're
got
just
there a
gaining.
week late. You are now but 3 days behind them when you arrived in Iffeldorf.
I miss people.
I love the name of this
Me
town.
too.
Iffeldorf.
Iffeldorf.
So yeah. Do we want to talk and walk?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of grabs a piece of bread and cheese and kind of...
Gray. It's an English summer day. I would call it kind of gray, kind of dreary, not that beautiful, but still nice.
Not too warm, right?
And I'll be just whistling merrily along as we go.
We'd like to hit up, specifically Lunar is looking to buy, if you want to speed this fun part along. Oh god.
Oh, by the way,
100 gold.
how's your wound? I hope I did a good enough job.
100 gold worth of silver and iron shavings. As she was trying to chew really quickly because she had a mouthful, as you had asked her that, of bread and cheese that she pocketed.
I can't.
There's a gif.
Oh yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
It's sweet, actually.
Actually, it's
It's very sweet on the back end.
remarkably doing well.
I'm gonna throw this out.
I don't know terribly much about medicine, but were you? Yes.
I wish I knew what it said.
I know. I
So
can't
do I.
see from the distance.
I
believe
can't.
that's
You
a
see,
follower.
we are not in chat as we are trying to be immersed.
It's a follow. I know it.
I've
I
been
feel it in
cut
my.
off. It was.
Yeah, I feel it in my groin.
I just can't read that far.
Yeah, my vision's terrible. We're all blind. Look at us.
Zizek's Pornhub
Yeah.
account.
What?
Yeah.
What an
What did it-
appropriate moment
what did it
to
say?
The name
follow.
of the follower is Zizek's Pornhub account.
I love it. So as
You have been initiated. Thank you for the follow.
she's while you were gone, asked if there was something, a certain technique that you employed that time around that you hadn't prior.
Nothing more than just generally as sometimes I just whistle as I'm trying to fix somebody's wounds. I know basic
Power
field
of
dressing.
Positivity.
One might call it that, I suppose.
You will need more
Yeah, I know. You didn't.
observation before you can make anything.
Are we about towards the blacksmith? She's kind of smacking her hands on her hip to get rid of any crumbs and such.
So what exactly are you looking for at the smithy?
Oh, I need silver and iron shavings, and I'm hoping that if I ask in such a way that they feel happy to give me what I want, maybe they'll just give it to me at a cheap price, because it seems like filings would just be a byproduct of what they're doing.
True enough. I'll talk to them.
Oh.
You make your
Laser.
way into the smithy. And
I'm still munching on breakfast.
you see you see what you would consider a dwarven woman of corded steel standing next to an anvil.
With mighty sinewy hands.
Mm-hmm. Oh, welcome there. Sorry I didn't hear you come in. What can I do for you?
Ah, good day, Mistress Dwarf. I was wondering if perhaps there might be some shavings or chips that you might have that we might be able to look into acquiring from you.
Oh, you're looking for slag then?
I suppose, yes. Particularly iron and silver.
Well, we don't do... wow, I almost fell into Lauer again. We do some, we do a lot in iron, but I wouldn't say that we're going to have any silver around. I'm not a jeweler. But she walks into the back, grabs it. You can hear clinking and shuffling.
The sound of clinking and shuffling in the blacksmith.
Sterner's Pornhub account.
What the hell?
And Time to Tabletop they both follow.
I was like, wait, are they related? Because
And there's another one.
You have been initiated. Thank you for the follows.
is it a Pornhub account too?
No, only one of them.
They're like, who are
I was
we
curious. I didn't know if
attracting?
there was a weird trend.
Possibly connected.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I roll for investigation.
shortly after the followers, they come out with. She comes out with. She says, "Well, this is the best I can do for you right now." And she puts it on the table, and it's about 50 gold worth. What you would consider about 50 gold worth of iron shavings. It's a lot of shavings, but you know, it's enough. You know, you have the iron component of what
Yeah.
you're looking for. This is so 50 gold. That's Lauer again. Damn it. I'm sorry. I'm just fucking up my accent.
It's the wasabi.
I didn't have time to actually practice any of my accents before today, so
I know. It's gonna be a crazy weekend.
Remember, it would be Scottish.
not always, but
Racist. Racist
No.
human.
No.
so
Dwarves don't have Scottish accents. Scottish people have dwarvish accents.
I will fight you. I 50 gold.
Do you need all of that?
Well, I mean, it's just excess shavings. Is there any way you could part with it for anything a little cheaper? We're actually going to be on the road in this town. We were here longer than we anticipated in terms of what we've spent.
Is
Make
there
persuasion checks?
persuasion checks?
Persuasion checks.
All
I
right.
have +9 in persuasion.
Oh my god.
19.
That's what you get within.
I got a 13 raw because I have no persuasion and charisma whatsoever.
She looks over it. Feels bad.
I could let it go for 30.
Well, it is a sizable bag of it. How badly do you need it?
Well, I'm a little remorseful that I can't get that silver. Without it, I don't know how useful it will be, but it'd be better to have it than to leave the town and hope to find it elsewhere.
You're absolutely certain there's no place where we might find some silver shavings?
It's the jeweler that left with the Crusade.
The jeweler left.
Is anyone running their shop?
Oh, he went ahead and filled up his cart and went along.
Which way is his shop?
There's no one there though.
Fair enough. We'd just like to see it anyway.
It's down the road.
So,
3 shops down.
I was able to get it down to 30.
Yes, absolutely. She takes out of her pocket and scolds over. Hey, the woman?
That's a completely different accent. That one I can go into in a heartbeat.
Oh no, it's
I
Connery
played
does
far
Connery.
too much Diablo 2 to not have Deckard Cain, who's pretty much just fucking Sean Connery. They invoked.
Okay, so
But I won't do Zardos.
so pay the woman her gold.
Here you are, Mr. Stroff. We thank you.
Thank you very much. What's down? If you need your horses tended to, I can do that for you too.
How are the condition of the shoes?
If you stay right there, that was a fine spot to hang out, my lovely cat that you are.
Take a picture of.
Oh yeah, why would I not? In fact, you should take one too.
I can't. The light just fucks everything up. Anyway, moving right along.
Uh-oh.
Keep it.
No. Stay there. Do the horses' shoes look okay?
They were well shod recently.
Oh, they were recently.
She was just trying to make
Okay.
a sale.
No, I do thank you. We did recently have them shod back in Marienburg.
Oh.
She takes the materials and tucks it away into the haversack.
Yeah, I don't know what you need it for, but I hope it does well by you.
And we took it off your hands. Thank you very much.
Thank you. He starts clicking through the coin.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess whatever town we end up hitting next, we'll have to try and see if I can find that silver.
Well, let's go to the jeweler's store.
Are you really suggesting we break into the jeweler's
More than
store?
likely, it's not even locked up. If they left in the hurry that they left the temple, and the temple wasn't
Make an
locked
insight
either.
check.
17?
8.
17? Yeah! Oh! Take it!
Ow!
Oh, sorry, I was really excited. I got bony bones. I got
Yes,
high
bony knuckles.
constitution,
Hey.
alright?
Hey, get, no.
Kit, she loves this stram. She put her face on it. I dub this stram.
Is
Stream Kit approved.
Kittel love? Is Kittel love?
I love our apartment is definitely better without having all the mics out, but it's still a bit of a obstacle course. It's very entertaining to watch him do it with only one hand.
Yep. We're getting the followers. Why am I talking with a bloody accent now?
Hegel's Pornhub account.
What is with this Pornhub account?
I don't know what the trend is with Pornhub account names, but we're
Well, the
getting a whole bunch
internet
of followers from it.
Is
And
for
thank
porn,
you.
so
You have been initiated.
So,
And it's all the same. The O is a 0.
the insight check was 4.
Oh, yeah, the 17s. Absolutely. You know, you could just exchange your gold coins for silver coins, and then just melt them down. You have an entire, like, you have a gunsmith's tinker's kit
Yes, I
that
do.
is for melting down metal.
Oh,
Yeah, you make your own bullets.
That's true. Yes, I do.
You make your own bullets and you
Actually, he probably had his own lead to make.
I'm taking this from the supply
but I
fund. It's
don't
not
have.
coming out of
But
mine.
I don't have iron or silver. I only have lead. That's why I didn't even think of it.
So what are you using this for?
Like I said, I was kind of trying to.
Let's go to the jeweler's and see if the shop is able to be entered. We might luck out and find some of your shavings there.
Well, if you could just melt, if you can finagle with what I have.
With the insight check, you also know that the jeweler probably left with its entire stock. Like when somebody picks up and leaves, they pick up and leave. And jewelers, silver cast-offs, they collect because it's not just iron shavings; it's actual that can be melted down and turned into more jewelry later.
I need 50 gold worth of silver shavings. So if I were to give, I have technically 9 silver in my purse, but I have like 305 gold.
What is the spell requirement?
I require 100 gold worth of silver and iron shavings.
You need 50-50.
Yeah.
You need to convert 50 gold into 500 silver.
Okay.
That's a lot of
you
silver.
need a bank.
But you could. Do you think you'd be able to do it?
That's a lot of silver to melt in my little kit. It will take quite some time.
Very well. I suppose we'll just. I was just thinking that during all the battles that we end up walking into, I had an idea that I could possibly try and help us be maybe a little bit more defensive about our situation. But
That's fine.
next time
what
we're
spell she's doing.
next town, I'll just try and see if they have what I need.
You're heading on out?
Yep.
There's no trading post, is there?
Not in town.
All right. I was hoping maybe to go to the trading post and see if maybe they might have heard anything of elves. But if Arrowette didn't hear anything of elves, I doubt they would hear.
I think she'd probably be the authority in the entire region.
Well, farewell, Fiefeldorf.
I am more than happy to leave.
You head off further into the Trackball. Setting out around midday, I assume.
You said he gave us our purses back. Did he pay us?
Yes, yes.
So, Lanier and Carmen received what stipend?
Well, you guys get 100 gold every month.
Thank you.
Is it 1 month's worth that they get, or more than 1 month?
Oh no, but there was 600 gold in the purse.
Ah. So three months' pay for each of you.
Okay, because wow, that was nice of them.
Sure, that's what it's for.
Huh?
It isn't totally that you saved the town. It
Yeah.
was being generous.
Yeah.
Ah.
I'll take it.
Yeah. All right, so we're splitting.
Why don't we just take 200 each? He helped. 200 each from the
Oh, well,
purse.
thank you, my ladies.
And that's silver. And that
Carl
wax. And that. Ugh.
I'm working on the wax. I just haven't been able to find any wood elves.
Not normally the problem I have. Okay, so what's the next town on route?
Is Altdorf the next town?
Guten
Guten.
is the next town.
Guten Abend, bit of Morgen.
I'll just take the quick
Ulm.
second to instead of typing it all out. Warhammer is yes, Warhammer did have the Warhammer Fantasy roleplay. I'm using D&D, Carl.
Okay.
Carl?
Oh, is Carl? Is it
Carl's
with the
in
K
chat.
though?
K
Yes,
or
it
C?
is. It's with the K.
Suspicious. Suspicious.
Yes, it's Carl TG. Sorry, I have a light in my face,
Suspicion.
so sometimes the ring, I can still see the ring when I'm in the chat. No, stop it. I'm trying to adapt the two systems together, so there will be holdovers from D&D that don't seem to fit in Warhammer sometimes, and there's definitely going to be a lot of Warhammer stuff that doesn't work in D&D, and I'm mashing them together. And I think it's, so far, working rather well. I'm enjoying myself. You know that Guten is on the way. So you're leaving around
Noonish.
heading towards Guten, which is another town along the road to Altdorf.
We're off on the road.
Are there
to
any
Altdorf.
wanted signs still up?
You're noticing that around town there are the Walter Schnee, the person you saw twirling
His baton.
the baton the other night is actually out tearing them down along the road.
If we pass any, obviously we're ripping them down. Nothing vengeance.
Understandable.
They didn't quite capture the magnificence of my mustache, though.
That's the concern. Alright, well.
Well, no, I guess some publicity is bad publicity. But let us away. I shall play and sing to keep our spirits up on this journey, however long it may take.
You're riding along,
Singing a song.
well, the road is rather empty, but the signs of the Crusade are everywhere. You can see trees hacked into, chunks of wood taken out, haphazardly, trees felled and just kind of left sort of to the side of the road. Low-hanging branches are just gone.
Every so often I keep an eye out.
Every once in a while, you see that there's a pile of shit off to the side of the road that probably didn't come from an animal. You see just bins, bags of refuse just thrown to the side, if it's even in a bag. Ditches filled with castaway food, apple cores, corn husks, half-eaten loaves of bread, local wildlife occasionally eating some of the leftovers from this. But mostly what you see is an affront to the Drakbald. It's a dark forest, yes. It has its dangers, but Armin is particularly offended by the waste and the refuse that this crusade is spreading across the land.
Oh dear.
I didn't think it were possible for me to hate him more. But now I do.
So, in perception tests.
18.
Well, where there are woods, there may be wood elves. You never know.
That's why I was
17.
keeping an eye and an ear out. I was looking for signs.
10.
Anybody above a 10?
18.
17, yeah.
You two on. You're so, Carmen is so incensed by the garbage that she hasn't been looking up. It's the watchful and observant that notice getting darker, and at one point you do reach a rise, a small hill within the forest, where you're able to see the horizon, and you catch a glimpse of fast-moving dark clouds. You can see the flash of lightning.
Oh, good. We need to find cover for the night. I don't think we're going to want to bring the horses through a storm.
It's from this hill that you spot a small way tavern. Way station of sorts. It looks heavily fortified. It looks like a small fort. A walled tavern-looking building with parapets and guard walks along a stone wall with large double doors leading to the road.
Very hospitable, but it might be worth checking out.
Definitely, especially if there's a storm coming.
Otherwise, we'll probably just have to nestle back into the woods.
A coaching inn is what they are referred to as. It's like a stop off for coaches as they go from place.
Okay.
Usually they wouldn't stop in
the middle of a spooky forest.
Yeah, well, they would stop at the coaching station and then move on to the next town, or if they're just trying to get to Altdorf, they would rather stop at a coaching station which is designed to take in travelers rather than stop off at a random village and then make their way through.
Does it look like all the refuge from the Crusade continues around that place?
Well, you're a little ways out, but you do see you see it in the distance. You know you should be there within a half hour. But judging from the clouds, you do know that the clouds might be upon you in the nearest three.
All right, so we'll
double time.
Yes, we'll speed up our gallops.
So, taking to the reins, you end up getting there shortly, within a half hour, and you find it actually has written words on the sign this time, as well as its symbolism. It is a heft of wheat tied off in the middle, resting within the creche of a scythe. The words underneath it say the Reaper's Bounty. The doors stand wide open.
There's nobody
You ride up.
here.
You see more of the refuse dotting the land and the road. And you see no guards. You see no fires. You see the doors are left open and unbarred.
Opened or open?
Opened and
Okay,
unbarred.
thank you. For a place that was this heavily fortified, I highly doubt if we just leave the doors open. Do you think possibly?
The place you currently right outside those doors right now. Just to let you know, you're right outside those doors.
Possibly.
Where are we able to put the horses?
Maybe there's no one in there. We could just bring him in with us.
No. It's a large. There's a courtyard. There's several buildings within. It's not just a.
Okay, it's not.
It's
Oh,
not
so it's
just a building and.
Okay, so it's like the front gates of a fort.
It's a little bit. The gates are a little bit bigger than like 2 acres of land. Not that big. I mean, not acres. Wow. Like the plots we have here, half acre.
Okay.
I apologize.
Well, whatever we do, we should probably go in soon. It's kind of
All right.
probably
Well, we'll
gonna
go in.
open up.
We'll go in through the gates and we'll look around. There's
The storm's a way out, but you know it's coming.
Okay.
Heading into the gates, you see to your right. Let me bring up this here map. To your right, you see a small outhouse building, followed by stables, as well as towards the back, you see a. I'm sorry. The left. Left is the stables and the outhouse. To your right is a good portion of the building, and it makes a kind of an L shape in front of you. There's the front door in front of you. It doesn't reach the stone wall, so there's a small alleyway leading along the left side of the building in front of you, and then it hugs the wall to your right.
Are there any other horses in the stables as we're leading our horses towards?
Are you bringing the horses into the stables?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You don't see anything in the stables. Not a horse.
I wonder if
The things seem like they're in disarray.
I think possibly the
Perception
Crusade
test.
came through and
Yeah, they took them, or
well,
willingly
Yeah, I
or
was like-
otherwise. Oh. 18.
13.
16.
Yeah, you are guys. You are. You did well enough. Yes, things seem to have been hastily slapped together and moved through.
As
you have seen the pattern where the Crusade comes through and people are just swept up in the excitement.
Oh, lucky for us. Probably the only time the Crusade has been a benefit. Looks like we have the place to ourselves. We should scour it.
We'll wait here until the storm passes.
well, let's lock the gate.
Yes. But then we can scour it. See if anything's left behind.
It takes Hildebrand. You hear him walk out to the gate, and then you just hear.
Oh no, he's gonna have a hernia.
Make a strength test
To determine if you have a hernia.
to determine if you can even close the damn doors.
Oh no.
I have -1 on my roll.
I would offer to help you, but I have a
I
negative
rolled.
one.
I rolled a 3, so a 2.
Oh yeah, you actually hear thud.
It's hard to do everything.
As you walk out, if you
Yeah,
wish to. Yeah,
I'm gonna go help
he's
him.
face down in
Oh
front
my
of the
God.
door with one
Friends,
hand up on it.
Just go inside. It's
I'm all right.
it's fine.
Leo
I can do this.
Offers a hand. Come on, do you want to go check the rooms with me?
I think so.
Okay. Kind of helps him up.
I can't lower my arm. It's stuck.
Make a strength
Oh
check.
God. Okay.
Athletics, if you have it.
Yes, if I do have it. Oh shit. So that's 5. So a 22.
Yeah. With
Just with my finger.
that truly unmans the bard.
Oh.
It still takes you 2 hands
Okay.
and a little bit of
That's
effort.
fine.
It still
Okay,
takes you
little
2 hands
bit.
and a little bit of effort. You couldn't get it to even move.
I loosened it up for you. Glad to be of service.
Sure you did.
just as he's walking.
Ow!
I'm sorry.
The mics are good.
Oh, sorry.
You're able to close it. It takes you. It'll take you a couple of minutes. While you're doing that, you enter into the main dining hall through the front door of the Reaper's Bounty. This place,
It was a lumberyard.
it's barren. It doesn't look in disarray. Nothing was thrown. Nothing was chucked. Nothing.
So it's not like the
It's just-
Sigmar Temple doesn't look like people have taken things.
Ah.
Small grub again.
Oh, Lord.
200 bits.
Do we owe a sexual favor?
I'm working on it. For the bard love. So apparently he wants the bard for the sexual favor. Anyway,
That charisma. You
I'm
know?
fine with
looking
that.
around, the two of you see that this place has been rather it's just abandoned. Make perception tests right now.
I'm still in too much pain. 9.
12.
Okay, you notice behind the bar
Maybe if
on
I
the
just keep you
shelves,
close.
normally where the top shelf would be, it's empty. You'll see nothing.
Where the top shelf would be, meaning the top shelf liquor would be.
Yes, where the top shelf liquor would be.
Linear-
You see outlines of dust.
Lanier kind of
Wow.
leans over the bar and then just hops up and sits on it and like looks down to see if there's anything under the counter.
Cleared out. There's some glasses left behind, yeah,
Yeah.
but even then, there aren't many left. Like, this place has not only been scoured of its victuals and drink, but even its utensils and cutlery, or at least from what you've seen behind the bar.
Oh, at least we'll stay dry. Maybe they left the beds. Or I don't think they're strapping that to any horse anytime soon.
Ahead of you, so the bar is on the left-hand side. There's a small fireplace to the right with tables set around it. benches around the fire. Behind you on the wall where the front door along that wall that you came in, on the right-hand side of the room, is a stairway going up, as well as a door that seems to lead into the back, just to the side of the bar, which extends almost halfway into the room.
I want to look into
on the left.
I want to look in the fireplace.
Okay. You head over there and you see that the fireplace, it's cold, but there were logs here. There are logs still there.
Oh, that's good. At least we can still make.
Are there any?
The cordwood hadn't been removed.
I start tapping at the brickwork in the fireplace.
Seems solid.
Nothing hollow, nothing disturbed.
No, nothing hollow, nothing disturbed. Seems like solid brickwork. Good Empire build.
Some taverns have hidden secret places for valuables for the travelers, yes. I was hoping maybe we might be able to find some silver.
I think we could still keep an eye open, but which way do we want to check now?
Oh,
I thought it was still outside.
Well, at this point, Carmen walks through
Yeah.
the front door to see you guys investigate. Oh, you were investigating the
fireplace.
What
Curly
was
sitting
near
on
it?
top of the bar.
Okay. Carmen walks in, seeing this. The two of them.
Folk.
Has it started raining yet?
Not yet. Did you find anything?
Well, we found no food, no drink.
Yeah, we're on just our own resources for this, but we haven't checked around beyond. Do you have a preference on where you want to go? Hoping they didn't take the bet.
There's a stairway leading upstairs, and there seems to be a. I'm sorry. There's also a door right in front of the stairs, leading towards that L when you walked in on the right-hand side. There's a door leading into that portion of the room of the building. There is no door leading into the alley. The alley was to
All right,
your
let's see what's behind the door. See
Might
what's in
as
there.
well check. We have nothing better to do right
Which
now.
door? There's the door behind the bar, and there's the door leading into the rest of the.
I'll check the door behind the bar. You two want to check the other one?
Yeah, I'll head upstairs actually.
Okay. Heading into the kitchens, Hildebrand finds a rather. Oh damn! I'm sorry, guys. I forgot to mention. There's insignias of Crusade of the Child all over the place, like painted on the walls and stuff. I'm sorry. That was in the courtyard. That was my fault.
Okay.
I apologize.
I think it was kind of assumed that they were
Yeah.
through here, so
Yeah.
it's alright.
When
It's
I
not
did
a
say the signs of the
surprising
Crusade
detail.
are everywhere,
Yeah.
it's heavily implied graffiti is involved as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kilroy is here. What?
In the kitchen, you see a pile of them scattered across the floor. You see a familiar pamphlet. And the child shall lead them, scrawled across the top. And its many blasphemes descending below it. Let's see here. To your right, amongst the rather, what would be a well-appointed kitchen, now standing kind of bare of foodstuffs, but most utensils still there for cooking. To your right, you see a door leading into what looks to be a room that was behind the fireplace. And to the left, you see a storage room and what looks like a handrail that might lead down a stair on the opposite side.
Check out the room behind the fireplace.
You open the door and you find what would probably be considered the owner's quarters. I will let you know what is in there in 2 minutes. I gotta use the first one.
2 minutes.
Well, I was right about something being behind the fireplace.
This is true. This is very true.
It's interesting that there are vessels for cooking, and that there are utensils there, but yet all the eating utensils from the bar were
Well,
taken.
they probably weren't if they were caught up in the entire crusade, they probably just brought everything that they needed to continue to eat on the road, and then not exactly thinking about, well, we're going to recreate our tavern in the next town. I don't think people, when they're taken up by the crusade, are left with much in the way of a long-term life plan. You know what I mean? I mean, certainly they took a lot, and they probably had the entire crusade that also took things while they were here. But I don't think they were planning on bringing everything they needed to recreate a new business. You don't need industrial cooking supplies if you're going to be just on the road for so long. I mean, we're still a ways from Altdorf, so, I mean, this is becoming a very familiar sight.
This crusade just keeps growing in numbers. You have to wonder, what is their plan once they get to Altdorf? What are they planning to do?
I mean, I hate to say this, and Linear kind of leans in a little bit. With how they left the forest, I'm sure certain Chaos Gods are more pleased about the state of it than others. Not to bring you back to that, but
we're surrounded by it.
Yes, I think that's something to be concerned about, and I think if this child is being used as a pawn, it's very possible it is by those hands. We need to really think about what we're going to do when we get there. We need to figure out some way that we can expose this without exposing ourselves to grievous bodily harm from a mob.
Yeah.
How are we even going
Even
to...
if we're not tempered by the child's will, we're
Which is a gamble.
we're still going to get hurt by hundreds, if not thousands, of blind followers.
Exactly. So let's say we catch up with them. What are we going to do? We would have to convince a giant mob of people that we too enjoy the wonderfulness of your beautiful, amazing child. I don't think they're going to buy anything that comes out of my mouth, dear. And even if they did, then what? We try and kill the kid if we can get close enough. Why would they let us close enough? And if we can't,
assuming we don't get influence.
Exactly. That's we just say maybe we just get brainwashed and that's that. Or
that would be
maybe
sad end to your story, Brand.
We could possibly try and find some kind of credible way to discredit the entire affair and have somebody in a higher position possibly take the counter to this. If we had any kind of hard evidence, that would be a way to at least remove ourselves from such immediate possible physical violence.
The issues of an intestinal disorder. I apologize.
Not a problem. We were currently back and forth about our situation.
I need to street cat again.
Aw, I'm jealous. I don't have a key.
Okay.
Mine's a
back
long
to
distance
the
moral support.
owner's quarters. Within the owner's quarters, you find a rather quaint room. Not too lavish. But, well, it holds a table, chairs, a large bed, stripped down to the bedding, a bedside table, a wardrobe standing empty, a rug and fireplace, and a window onto the back garden. Make an investigation check.
9.
You gotta say it right.
On the table,
9.
you find a pardon. Not a pardon. Another more pamphlets. And a beautiful, well-seasoned burl wood pipe.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Wow, an actual personal artifact was not scoured of the...
Left it here?
That's the puzzling thing.
We get a closer look at it.
I'll pick it up and I'll bring. They're not in the room with me.
It's warm.
Oh, there's more?
It's warm.
It's warm. It's warm.
It's what? So we kind of go over.
All right.
Oh, you guys went to. Because you guys said you were going upstairs.
Yeah, but we
Just
were
imagine
role-playing
him
while you were
walking out of
gone,
the
so I
room.
imagine we
It's
kind of had
You
to
kind of wandered your way back over there.
because we heard him.
That's
talk-
fine.
Yeah.
That's
The
fine.
pipe is still warm.
Linear looks around with a certain level of oh fuck no, and is going to cast detect magic.
Pistols.
To kind of look at this place with a certain level of is there something here that we're not seeing?
You get a faint magical trace coming from underneath the bed.
Can I tell what wind?
Blue. The azure wind
Yes. Okay.
of the celestial branch.
Under the bed. Linear kind of.
I have my pistols out.
What do you? There's something.
There's some.
She kind of tilts her head, and her eyes are still filled with that pinpricks of silver and just darkness.
I took out my pistols as soon as I realized
Do
that
I
it
have
was
to
warm.
lift the bed? Because this is.
No, well, as you're leaning down to look under it.
Yes.
Okay, as you lean down and look under it, the two of you here in Eltharion. Well, shit. You're what Lanira sees is looks like a waste rider
Ow.
hunkered underneath the bed. Well, you know, at least of maturity.
Yes. Yes.
You see that the magic was actually coming off of their bow. Just kind of holds up a hand.
Who's under there?
We're not going to hurt you. Do you want to come out? It's terribly cramped and disgustingly dirty. Please come out. And Linear kind of sits Indian style on the floor and kind of gives her a little room.
Yeah.
Oh, look, you found a person.
Well, out from underneath the bed, you see a rather scruffy, worse for wear, wood elf, waste rider,
Imagine that.
crawling out from underneath the bed. Some might call them rangers. Blonde hair, green eyes, skin slightly sun-touched, sun-kissed. Wearing leathers appropriately adorned with leaf pattern greens and tabards to show you both of you who speak and read Eltharion see inscriptions that denote Athel Loren. And from underneath the bed, he crawls out, reaches under, and pulls out his bow. No quiver. Places it on the bed. Sees the pipe on the table.
Linear laughs a little bit, and Eltharion,
Looks at you really.
well, you were sloppy, she says in Eltharion, and how long were you under there for?
Long enough. I heard you ride up, speaking purely in Eltharion.
Were you just looking for refuge from the storm that's coming, or how long have you been here? Like,
See, they kind of sits up on the bed.
terrible hiding spot.
Looking directly at you. I was finding refuge here because I have to get back to my forest. My comrades and I were consecrating a waystone. Make a
Arcane
check.
A waystone? I say to him in Eltharion. That too.
Yes, a waystone.
27.
It's a natural 20.
That's a natural 20.
Yeah.
Waystones were erected by the elves originally when there was still only one elven faction. to contain chaos in the old world. The Wood Elves take it as a way to maintain their forests and routinely make treks and perform ceremonies to consecrate the Waystones to make sure that they're still in operation. It's semi-pilgrimage, semi-maintenance on the forest.
So if they don't purify the Waystone, is it like a sealing something?
It's kind of like a seal.
Or more
it
like
keeps
a...
it keeps the more chaotic elements of the forest from breaking out of the forest, and also makes the forests more manageable from within.
Okay.
I imagine all this. I'm speaking. I imagine all of this waste and refuse must be somewhat of an insult to you.
Yes, it is. None to thank the cult of Sigmar for.
When you're dropping the
Don't understand a
Eltharian.
word of this.
When you're
Nope.
dropping
Nope.
the Eltharian, this is...
You heard Sigmar in there, though.
Yeah.
She's a much more tolerant human. She is not to be confused with...
Are you actually gesturing toward me?
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes, I do like a this. Very, oh my god, yes, just like that, 'cause exactly, that's very in character. This one. Do not confuse her. She is not in association with the mindlessness. That child that goes with the Crusade has nothing to do with Sigmar.
So it seems you have me at a bit of a disadvantage. Not only am I being detained here by you,
What?
but I don't know who you are.
Well, we're not being detained. Sorry. Lanier kind of stretches out her legs and stands up and just tries to dust off whatever was on the floor off her very white dress. Lanira, this is Carmen and Hildebrand. We were just here for the shelter. We're not being detained at all.
If it hadn't been for the fact that I discovered that the pipe was still warm, we might not have even found you.
Way to rub it in.
He's just trying to make him feel better about the fact that he's terrible at hiding.
I
You did it first.
am Loranok,
Well met.
last of my kith band.
Last.
I am not like this because I am a coward.
Nobody said anything about cowardice.
The rest of my band was slaughtered by...
Orcs?
No. The great enemy. I wouldn't expect you to know.
The great enemy? Would I know?
Beast men. Here, in Eltharion, the word beastmen, even though you don't understand Eltharion, ooh, that word gave you a little bit of a chill up your spine.
You'd be surprised. I have faced them.
Oh, sorry. I need to be a little bit louder. Sorry about that.
Sorry, we'll get him
Are
fancy
all of
mics
our
soon.
levels all
No,
right?
no, they're fine. I need to be a little bit more stage whispery.
Ah.
Sorry about that. He said beastmen. Just to let you guys know. Sorry about that. Moving on.
Has the herd come through here? We were north in...
We were several miles away when we were attacked. I fled here when the rest of my band fell. Not out of fear or cowardice, but because I must return and inform my people that the Waystone has been consecrated, and I also must inform them of the fate of my kin and kith.
There may have been other deaths of
That might be better.
your brethren that we came across.
We were kind of seeming a little out of it. Rifles through her bag to
which is why I
double
asked-
check the specific crest of the tree from the Dreckwall forest.
I was curious about your cloak.
Yes, we came across and fought a gang of greenskins. They had killed a wood elf themselves. We did properly see to their
Burial.
see to the burial, though.
I think that they were from a conclave within the Dreckwall forest, but I did not have the chance to ask name.
And you said you had the crests?
I wrote it down, so Linear wrote it down on a piece.
Oh, okay.
You explained it as a tree.
He looks at it and says, "Yes, that is from my conclave." You say that you took vengeance on those that did the deed?
All but 2.
Yes, unfortunately, 2 were fleed from the town of
It was a farmstead.
right outside of Fiefeldorf.
I take you at your word. Citizens of the Empire aren't ones to side with orcs. That being said, orcs sometimes don't even side at the side of orcs.
Linear kind of.
Well, I was resting here until I could leave. I sensed the storm coming as well, so I took refuge to tend to my wounds.
Do we see?
Oh yeah, no, he's been bandaged
Okay.
across his body on several places.
How badly still?
He looks to be mending. What'd you do to my table?
I don't know.
One of the mics?
I might have. Well,
Oh my God!
I didn't kick it. I just stretched out my leg.
Oh, it might have been stuck on.
Oh, you might have tapped the mic.
Yeah.
You might have tapped it with your foot. That's okay.
And it's the metal hitting the wood floor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Linear feeling kind of like.
I just wish to stay here and recover.
That's
I hold you no ill will. You seem to be of noble enough standing, and being a lore master is also reassuring. Seeing cousins. If you leave me into this room, I will not bother you for the rest of my stay. I plan to leave as soon as the storm is over.
sounds agreeable to me. I'm gonna go upstairs. Wheels around and just fucking trucks it upstairs.
What?
If
I
I
follow her.
if I might ask something of you.
Yes.
I do apologize for the suddenness of this.
His demeanor gets much colder as soon as she leaves the room.
I was wondering if you might have a modicum of sealing wax.
Sealing wax.
No, I don't happen to have any on me.
I was just asking. I would, if you did, I would of course.
If I had any on me, I would give it to you as, well, a reward for being able to speak our language and only sound like a hog when you do.
Oh shit.
Elves.
Oh shit! Shade.
I congratulate you. You speak with a modicum of respect. Although, watch your ahs.
I had
That would
very
help.
good teachers.
Now, if you don't mind, I plan to rest. Is he going upstairs? Oh, okay. So
I'll
they're
leave-
having that
I'll leave-
conversation.
I'm
You
following
can
her.
chase her out
I'll
and be
leave
like,
the
"Where
room.
the fuck
Yeah.
are you
Yeah. Like,
going?" Okay.
What was
Nope,
that
nope,
about?
Nope.
What was that about?
Oh, right. You really should learn to speak. Between the two of us, we could probably teach you if you wanted.
I catch up to them. Yes,
Well-
but apparently I have trouble with my R's.
You do a little bit, but I noticed. I just didn't want to say anything.
Oh.
I just noticed in the forest, it didn't seem like the time with Granny. Well, see, he needs to work on his R's. So if you wanted to learn as well, between the two
Are you
of us,
offering lessons?
well, we spend enough time on the road. If you honestly did want to know and expand your horizons,
I'm going to assume you're checking rooms as you're walking about.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Make one big investigation check amongst the three of you.
Ah, that's a little more like it. 19.
Investigation. It's a 16.
21?
Okay, so continue your conversation, but as your conversation goes, I will inform you that you find 5 small rooms. No, 5 small rooms, 3 medium-sized rooms, 2 lavish rooms, 1 garrison barracks, and a common room at the end of the hall against the this is the part of the building that is up against the eastern wall. Where's the damn compass, Rose? Eastern wall.
All right, and I take it they're all pretty much...
Oh, they are stripped to the bone. Every room you open, you see a stripped bed. At least they left the bedding. That'd be difficult to carry. But the drawers are empty. The candles don't even have wax on them.
But detect magic still probably...
Enough to detect that there's nothing else left.
Yeah. Well, disappointing.
Well, no, continue your conversation, though, with the...
Well, I mean, it would make our journey on the road a little
Nobody
more
was saying
interesting.
anything bad about you. I know you were looking a little bit perturbed by...
Well, you
just-
were pointing at me and
What?
talking in another language.
Well, we were
See-
pointing you out that you were a nice person.
Unfortunately, you were a knight of Sigmar, and Sigmar's name doesn't carry a positive tone right about now.
I'll put
Look
an
what-
end to that.
Really, please explain to me in great detail how you plan to do that.
I don't know yet.
Exactly. So
Do you?
No, but I'm not saying I'm going to put an end to it all righteously.
checks.
What?
Perception checks.
Ooh.
Not good.
That would be...
Sorry?
23.
You definitely hear it.
I have 7. We're arguing.
3.
Yeah, you guys are talking.
Yeah.
You hear 3 loud metallic clangs.
What?
There's something out there.
Another 3. Bang, bang, bang. Against the gate.
Are there any windows that we can kind of...
At this point, you would say you would be in the common room. There's
Peek out the window.
a window that leading into the courtyard. They're all liquid.
I am flipping the hood
Okay.
and looking out the window.
Let's stay... Familiar's like, let's get low, try and like...
You can't see completely over the wall to see if there's somebody at the door, but you can hear muffled voice. Sounds like they're shouting, and you can see the top of a carriage.
Maybe
just
someone
outside the
trying to
door.
Stop.
What do you see?
Well, I heard somebody banging on the gate, and
Do you
I
point
can
them
s-
out?
Yes.
Okay. Make make a religion check. If you're going to peek, you can make one as well. You have advantage.
Yeah.
An 18.
You see the man sitting on the top of the carriage would be considered a hammer bearer.
There seems to be a hammer bearer on top of a carriage.
Rolled a 10.
That's why I'm telling
Temple
you.
Yeah.
guards.
Yeah.
Temple guards of Sigmar's temple. He's wearing all the appropriate
Accoutrement. I knew you were going to say that.
accoutrements.
Accoutrementes.
I
Does
mean,
Lumiere know what that is?
No idea.
but like, how do I know
Silly
they're
humans and their
legitimate
religion.
at this
Wait,
point?
what is legitimate? What are you talking about? What is it?
They're temple guards
For Sigmar.
for Sigmar.
Maybe they're trying to stop here, and because I closed the gate, they can't now.
I'm glad you closed the gate then.
I don't know if they're the Crusade or
Are they?
just someone.
You said that I
seeking-
heard them yelling. What were they yelling?
Oh, you want to listen in clearly?
Yeah.
You can crack the window a little bit.
With the cloak up, could
You
you
could
get
hear-
closer?
Hmm?
With the cloak up, could you get closer, maybe?
Probably. I wanted to make sure I couldn't be seen through the window.
You're
as
on the
was.
second floor.
Yeah.
Getting outside, you would have to go downstairs and go outside.
Just one. You know, they travel in huge groups, and maybe it is someone legitimate.
Heading downstairs? Is that what you're doing?
Yes,
to go
I'm
check it
going
out?
to do that.
Okay. As you get outside, you can hear, "Hello in there! We've come to seek refuge as agreed upon. Open the door. Proprietor. Owner. Bloody servant. Somebody open this fucking door. In the name of Sigmar."
Well, he can't open it. He couldn't close it.
There is a small slat to open at the door.
Oh.
Slide across so you can see through.
Lanira's making her way down towards
I mean,
the
aren't
area
they
behind
gonna?
the fireplace
Mhm.
to let.
Lornock.
Thank you. No.
Okay. He's smoking his pipe and he looks at you and he says, "Oh, please tell me it's not more people."
It's more people under the banner of Sigmar, but we don't know. I know.
Just I'll stay if they come towards this room.
I'll tell them you have syphilis,
Just make
and that you're very contagious.
Does
And
syphilis exist in this universe?
Yes, syphilis. Listen, if anything exists in the
couldn't-
Warhammer
Would
universe,
it be
it's fucking syphilis.
Would it be Sif Elfless?
Oh Jesus!
Oh,
Shut up.
it's just that we finally got him to watch Critical Role, and
I know.
okay,
He isn't to syphilis yet.
Okay.
Anyway,
okay, you're not up to syphilis. That's fine.
he just looks at you. He says, "No, just be loud and say there's nothing in here, and then I'll dive out the window."
And closes the door. Gone.
Aren't they gonna notice if you open up the slot?
And
to
I'm
look at them?
invisible.
Yeah, like if you're invisible, they're still gonna notice the thing
There's
opens.
no-
Well, he's not
Nobody
completely
here.
invisible. They've disadvantaged.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, he's behind the door at this point. He
Yeah.
was just heading to the. They can't
you go
see
with
in.
him?
They're standing
Yeah.
on the other
Yeah,
side of a giant. It's a 12-foot wall
Yeah.
with
I'm
parapets
going.
on the corners
The only reason I was able to see.
and crenellations across the top of the guard walks inside. This is
Yeah.
a straight up tiny fortress at a coaching station.
So I'm going with them.
Okay. In the name of the Holy Father, open this door.
Well, they didn't say
Who is
child,
it?
so that's a good sign.
Can
Hello?
you believe these?
Hello,
We
who
make
is it?
arrangements 2 weeks in advance, and then they won't even open the damn door. Open this door! Slam, bang, bang, bang.
Well, what should we do?
I'm gonna open the door.
You're able to lift the
Why
crossbeam.
don't you open the little slatch first to see who it
You're able to lift the crossbeam off the door, put it to
Oh,
the side, and swing
dear.
at least part of the door open. And from the other side, oh, thanks, Sigma. Finally, looks at tonight.
Everyone else, the proprietor, they're all gone. We arrived here but a few moments ago trying to seek refuge from the storm. Is it raining yet?
No, it's about to.
Okay.
Oh, well,
And everyone's gone.
Oh.
Just come inside. We can talk inside. It's about to rain.
this is Klaus. Come on, and he helps you swing the 2 doors open.
Yeah.
While he's pushing it open, he says, "Oh, thank God you're here. At least we'll be able to get out of the rain. You said everyone's gone."
Yeah, and all we found were pamphlets for the Crusade.
A very fine, dark lacquered wood with gold scroll work carriage rolls into the courtyard.
Show off. That's a nice ride.
There's an enormous trunk on top, and one of the one running the coach is another hammer bearer on the duckboard on the side.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry, buckboard on the side. Restroom? Okay.
At this point, Lanier, because she didn't go with them,
Hold on. Here you go.
is kind of unsure about what's going on outside, so she's kind of like, she kind of scurries behind the...
You're hidden right now. I'll give you a quick rundown when you get back.
the bar table and takes her staff out of the straps on her back and kind of just has it out. And that way, she's thinking to herself, she's like, I can duck down under this here bar. It'd be wonderful. As if they come in screaming, "Ah!" I have cover. They're taking a while.
You know I have to be Ninja Warrior.
You could have gone right past here. I can move the
I wasn't going to limbo there. All right.
I can move the...
Well, you got to say hi to the cat.
It's true.
See?
Pit stop.
No, I said there you go. You got to say hi to the cat. So win-win situation. It was worth the Ninja Warrior.
I said hello to cat.
Okay, so back to the carriage.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, what did you ask? I'm sorry.
They asked why they left, and I said, we don't know, but we found the pamphlets.
Oh, yes, we were trying to catch up to them. Our charge has been sent to investigate on behalf of the church in Middenheim. We've been riding for several days.
Have you heard of the child's ability to influence people?
Well, Nira's listening to see if they
He
start coming
says
closer.
no, aside from how any other... I assume they're very good at their trade to convince all they meet, from what I hear, of joining this foolish crusade.
It seems to be something more than just persuasion. They enter towns, and as you can see here, this entire place is now empty. Everyone left.
We have seen their handiwork. Klaus, see if you could get the horses tended to. Wait, crap. I have to remember their names. Have to remember their names. Ah. He points to the young... He looks like a young initiate into the cult, who is hanging on to the side of the carriage as he came in. He says, Niels, get the father's hammer down, and then help the father out of the coach. And you hear eyes from each of them. One of them, aye. As he hops down to try and wrestle this enormous trunk from the back of the carriage. He says, I'm Ernst. My hammer brother is Klaus. That is Niels. And you will meet Father Johann shortly.
I am Carmen, and I have two companions with me. Another road warden, and someone who's chronicling our travels.
Oh, a servant. Very good.
Yes. Then he hears that, because he's right there.
I'm right there. Oh, I'm not mic'd yet.
Yeah, you gotta mic yourself and that'll turn you back on.
We're waiting in silence, staring the lasers at door.
You, as the...
Ready to go.
As
Let's go.
As Nails is pulling down the the trunk. It almost falls on him as he's able to catch it, slam it against the carriage once, and then put it down. You can hear from inside. Niels, you useless cretin! Make sure you do not harm the holy hammer! Ah, right.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Am I all right?
You're back.
Yes, I can hear what he says.
Yes.
I am.
Oh, very well. Would you help with the bags when the father is out?
He can't see me.
You said you're there. Okay,
Well,
it's not an invisibility cloak.
Oh, okay.
It just kind of merges. It's a camo
Yeah.
cloak
Yes.
more than it is a stealth cloak.
I am no servant. I will not help with the bags.
You wouldn't
He
be
looks
able
at you,
to,
he says,
even if you wanted to.
Val, are you a servant of our Lord Sigmar?
Not as such.
Are you a citizen of the Empire?
I am a citizen of the world.
Looks to you. I do not like this one.
He likes to
Also,
talk in circles,
He
but
walks over and you can hear it slamming on the inside of the... Just open the door and let me out! Ernst walks over. Says, His Holiness Father Johann clicks the door and opens it, and out comes a titan of fat.
Oh, another corpulent.
600 pounds of man.
There are those who
With
call me.
Pair of canes steps out of the carriage, leaning on them heavily. Good. Boy, get my bags. Niels, make sure the hammer is safe. I expect you to put me in your best room. And he starts making his way slowly towards the front door.
You apparently didn't explain to his largeness of grandeur that
He says, you will be promptly paid. Then he keeps walking.
this isn't our inn, but feel free to pay us.
Get right down. Here's
Well, and that's where the adventure ends. We all settle down and take care
Nice
of the
little
inn for the
family.
rest of our days.
we spruced it up. We're very open-minded about being aware to multicultures. We
Yeah.
serve an array of dietary needs. Gluten free seems to be a trend. I think it's bullshit.
Sounds like a happily ever
So he's
after.
making his way, and behind him, on his back, this poor little scrawny initiate wearing threadbare vestments, carrying this massive trunk that's probably a little bit bigger than he is. Klaus comes out of the carriage house. Well, at least the stable. After brushing and putting the horses into their stocks. No, cells? No. Whatever. Places where you put horses inside a stable.
Yeah.
stalls.
Stalls. Thank
there
you.
you go. That's it.
I don't know why in my head I was cells. No.
Yeah. Well,
Puts
they
the
are
horses into their stalls.
systems.
Thank you, Club Go. And comes back out of the stables. This is Klaus. No, he's Klaus. Ernst. I'm very tired. Have you made sure the servants are going to put away the things? I'm going to go lie down. This is. Yes, Klaus, go ahead. Just take a room that is near.
The only
The
rooms are upstairs.
Oh, the father's going to hate that.
That's not our fault. This is not our inn.
Well, there's nothing to be done.
There's also no food or drink.
They took everything.
They took everything.
Oh, mein Gott. Well, we'll have to see what we're going to do then. You say they all joined a cult. Which cult? It was the one of the child, you're sure?
Yes, there's pamphlets.
And also
I'll show him a pamphlet.
look on the wall.
Yes. Just look at the many walls in the courtyard.
And you hear from Father Johann. What is this blasphemy? Boy, come here and explain to me.
Lydia, can she hear this? The hubbub outside?
Oh yeah, you can hear everything.
You're slowly edging towards the window to kind of be like,
I'm sorry, were you addressing me, your corpulence?
Yes, fine, you'll do. Come here. Explain to me this.
Well, you see, somebody took a marker of some sort and plastered this saying on this wall.
Oh, he's a smartass.
oh my god. Lydia kind of opens the door and just looks to Carmen like,
Well, you asked what it was. It's writing.
He holds up his hand. He puts one cane in the other hand, while holding two in that hand. And he holds his hand up. And, may Sigmar purge you of your stupidity.
Oh god.
Takes his hand down. He's Ernst, come here and explain this to me. And Ernst makes his way over. Yes, father? This it seems that the proprietors joined a cult and all went along. They're no longer here. These two road wardens, you said? They have the badges of office. Well, this road warden, sorry, not road wardens. He gestures
Lyra's in
just
the door,
yeah,
I
door
did-
slightly open.
I
like,
did say like who was
Okay.
with me.
There's road wardens here, and they're fool.
I described him fine. They're just taking liberties with my description.
They're
The
judgmental
father,
religious sorts.
he straightens up and he's. May Almighty Sigmar curse all heretics and false prophets. This sort of crackpot nonsense is exactly what I was sent to this backwater flea pit to investigate. Boy,
We were sent to investigate.
make a note of the name. Crusade of the Child. We already have, sir. Good, write it down again. Come, initiate. We must take the hammer. Head inside. Don't stand there, come on! And the poor child is like, yes, father. Carrying this poor bastard's thing. Had a very trying day. I expect your best room. Out of the way, fool. Taps you on the leg with the cane. And makes his way towards the inn door.
All the rooms are upstairs.
You see him kind of stutter step for a second.
Oh, is there a problem?
I go with the strength of Sigma. He keeps walking.
You're like, gets out of the way and
By the way,
Let
this
the
is
door
not
spill open.
as your.
He's already past you. He's actually moving rather quickly for his size. He's making use of his mobility, what he has.
So he's like a T-Rex.
T-Rex with those forward stilts.
Yes.
well, imagine if you did give a T-Rex those stilts.
Power.
Exactly. Sheer, unadulterated power. So, Lydia kind of lets the door open, gestures up the stairs. Rooms are up there.
He looks you up and down.
This is the road warden I was talking about.
Yeah, peeking your head in through the door.
Yeah. A short little
Ah.
bit.
Well, no, it's behind him.
Yeah.
I honor our allegiance as the Emperor Karl Franz has our full support of the cult. Good day. Turns and makes his way up the fucking
Literally just
stairs.
turns out, sits back down on top of the bar table. She shouldn't believe in chairs.
There's chairs.
No, she's
No,
not
she
sitting
doesn't.
On the chair.
Okay.
She's sitting on the table.
It takes a little bit for the. Johan is busy carrying the chest up the stairs as well.
Looking to Karu. What is that?
Make a religion check.
Well, I heard him say
Was
it
it
plain
not the
enough.
hammer?
Bring the hammer.
Was it the hammer?
The holy hammer.
Yeah.
It's in the chest. It's in the trunk.
It's the holy hammer
Okay,
of
so I
Antioch.
actually lose a point because I have negative intelligence. So 12 on religion.
That's enough to know that. It's enough to know that certain stations of office are actually symbolized by great replicas of Galmaraz.
Hmm.
I
I have
bel-
one too, but
So,
it's small and it's
yeah.
made from
Tin.
halfling.
One day I'll have a big one. So I look over, I'm like, well, you know Sigmar enough to know he carries a large hammer, and
I'd say he's compensating.
well, those who have higher office have,
Oh, so the more important you are, the bigger the hammer you wield.
that is accurate.
Is it functional? It's a weapon.
You could use it as a weapon, but mostly it's
Nah.
just decorative.
You'd have to be as big as an ogre to swing that thing.
It's
So he drags around a paperweight.
it's said to be blessed.
Blessed paperweight. Religion. Wow.
Yeah. Small grub. Again, 200 bits.
For the blessed paperweight.
No. Or I'd say he's compensating.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I've just got a little one, so
Oh.
Well, you don't need that.
exactly.
Listen, your hammer is functional and ready to
I
roll.
know.
Alright?
Ernst walks in with his several bags under his arms, and he
Mira
says,
kind of puts her staff back onto her.
"This is He sees the stairs. He gestures up the stair. Thank you. He starts making his way up. Followed shortly behind by Klaus. Klaus is it's a
Hello.
pleasure to meet the Road Wardens. We appreciate everything you do for the keeping of the Empire safe. We appreciate your duty, especially in these trying times. I'm tired, I'm going to bed.
Good night.
It should be dark soon. If you wish, wake us up in... He looks outside. Wake us up in 6 hours and we will assist you with the night watch. If you would be so kind as to take the first one, we have been traveling very far. We have not had much rest since Middenheim. He's been driving us into the ground. Please let us sleep.
Okay.
Thank you. He starts taking his stuff upstairs. And the
Middenheim.
entourage has made their way upstairs. You are left alone in the tavern area once again.
I'm going to go out to the coach.
Oh, you're going to inspect the... Okay. Make a stealth check.
Think I should close the gate again?
Definitely. We don't need more people showing up.
Let's see. Let me just
I'm
see
gonna
what
go
does it
out.
You have
and close
advantage
the
on-
gate.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what these things were designed
Yes.
for.
Yeah. Closing the gate because I don't know the
takes
next people
you
are
takes you
coming.
a few minutes to get the gate closed by
Yeah.
yourself, but again, it's serviceable enough that you're able to lift it yourself,
Yeah.
being the brawny badass
Yeah.
knight that you are.
Yep.
17
Okay.
on the reroll, on the advantage reroll.
Ooh, you've got a +9.
Yes.
Good thing I had advantage. You're able to find that this place is... This carriage is gorgeous. We're talking cushy velvet.
I want that
We
ride.
should sleep in there. What?
Right?
Velvet
Why
cushions.
aren't they sleeping in there?
You actually see that one side there's not. It only has a door on one side because the opposite side has a small bed.
Or Hele.
You know he couldn't. He'd probably only get a leg up there with how big he is. but a more moderate-sized person could actually sleep across it. You see enamel twin-tailed comets all over it, and you notice that on the back, underneath where the trunk was, you see this enamel, large, emblazoned, twin-tailed.
It basically matches her.
Yeah.
Her amulet.
Mm-hmm. This is a very official.
I'm looking to see if there's any
place.
papers or anything in here.
Nothing that you can seem to find. You find crumbs and scraps of paper, really. Stuff scrawled out on it. Upon further investigation, you find that you can kind of read in between the squiggles. It's mostly letters to dignitaries that were changed, or he got halfway through and didn't like how it was written. Elector counts, even to the Emperor himself, and one to Volkmar the Grim. Most of them just covering what seemed to be mundane issues.
Nothing about two people
nothing
pretending
about
to be
you.
warlord wardens. Or...
Nope.
That's what because if they were coming from
I know what you were
Middenheim,
looking
that's
for.
what I wanted to check
Like
for.
nothing that stands out. Rather mundane bureaucracy style notes.
Okay.
Have you come back inside yet?
Yeah, once I close the gate.
You close the gates?
Yeah.
Are you okay? So
There's nothing in here. Good night.
the night shall begin, and who will take first watch?
I'll take first watch. I'll take watch from the carriage.
You're sleeping in the carriage.
And that is where we'll leave off for next time.
Ice.
Thanks,
Like,
everybody, for hanging out with us. We will talk to you next time. And until then, remember to stay evil.